Well, well, well. It seems somebody forgot his own anniversary. How could this happen to me? Well, that's my problem. That's my issue. Shouldn't have started the channel early June, clearly. I will get muddy. And if I get muddy, of course I'm gonna forget stuff. It only makes sense. It only makes sense. But here we are, 8 days later. Isn't that a movie? I think it's 28 days. Close enough. But imagine being 28 days later, late to your anniversary. That seems like way too much to me. Way, way, way too much to me. And of course, since it's, let's say, in a special occasion, we can only have a disaster. We can only be unlucky during special occasions. I'm not sure if I mentioned before how strange my luck is. I have very swingy luck. So, when I get lucky, I'm really lucky. And when I'm lucky, I get really lucky. But also something that usually happens is that in special occasions, it's extremely common during Christmas, which is obviously very bad and very not great. Things just break down. Let me tell you, Christmas, never good. The shower drain stops working, and it's just an insane puddle of water, no matter what you do. A disaster. Uh, the fridge breaking. Oh, great. TV breaking. That one only happened once. It was not quite Christmas. I think it was just close to Christmas. It was easy to fix, thankfully. Another TV, but a pretty good one. So of course, what happened this time for this so special occasion? Well, I think I mentioned already. Was it yesterday? What happened yesterday? Maybe it was Monday. I'm not sure. We're having daily power outages. It's short. It hasn't affected the stream yet. It will probably affect the stream at some point. Thankfully, I have a special power supply, so the computer shouldn't just turn off. But it's not connected to the internet device, so the internet is gonna go down. It's gonna drive me mad when that eventually happens, so if I disappear for a little bit, let it be known it's probably just that. And there's water outages today. Apparently there has been some sort of big outage somewhere, and we have been without water for about 4 hours or more at this point, so no. I couldn't shower today, which kinda pisses me off a little bit. But as long as I can shower later, or maybe tomorrow, it will be okay. Please don't let this outage take hours upon hours. That'd be so annoying. That'd be absolutely horrible. I'm gonna say I'm a little bit fearful about outages, especially water, because if it's something like the, how do we call those? The pipes not being properly maintained, that's gonna be a big deal. That's gonna be a big problem. We don't want to see those. Absolutely not. Apparently they're actually maintaining properly the pipes, so I guess it was something else. It can happen. It's also really funny how these outages never happen when it's really hot, so you would expect a lot of people to use AC fans and whatnot. Or when it's very stormy. It's usually a couple of days later. It's kind of funny. It's somewhat ironic. I don't like it. I got too used to that, sadly. Hilarity ensues, as they say. Pretty bad stuff. Pretty bad stuff, but for now, we still have power, so for now, we're still tracking, baby. Surely that will be fine. That will be okay. That will be something else. Cannot believe I've been doing this for 3 years. Cannot be honest. I cannot believe I've been doing this for 3 years. And I think I mentioned this last anniversary. I was finally understanding content creation. I was getting comfortable with making content, and things were looking somewhat up. And then I got completely screwed by YouTube. I know people hate this kind of talk, but it is not. It is not. Oh wow, it's me. Oh, YouTube is a massive pain in my rear. Okay, it happens all the time. I don't see a way to fix it. I don't even think you can fix it because it's on the back end. We mentioned before. We mentioned this last year already. I think it was August. How for some godforsaken reason, YouTube sometimes takes away some of your views, some of your watch time. It's happening again. I think it's happening mostly on browser, of all things. I don't want to push people to use phone devices if they don't want to use them, but that apparently is happening again for not the same reason whatsoever. So great, cool for us. I've been having a lot of trouble trying to push out videos since December. More than half of the videos, I would say it's. I don't want to say it's most of them, but it's a very relevant amount. Let's say more than 17% for sure. They're not getting pushed in the algorithm at all. They just die. You see the impressions? Wow, 70 impressions. Yeah, it's impossible for people to click this if they cannot see the video. Some of them have been getting pushed, some of them have been getting decent views and whatnot. So how do you get people to watch you if your stuff doesn't get pushed? Apparently you're just meant to short form content, but apparently short form content is also penalized. It's very strange. My solution, which I don't even know if it's a good solution, but it is my solution, is a small announcement. I have made a clips channel. I will be uploading my shorts there. It's gonna be mostly shorts. It's gonna be mostly clips from live streams. Sometimes you will see longer clips, still shorter stuff. I think YouTube gets really annoyed when you mix long form content, which is 8 to 10 minutes plus, with short form content. That appears to be the case. So if there's a short clip that doesn't fit in a short, it's like 3 minutes, it's gonna be there. There are gonna be some originals from time to time. It's gonna be rare, but they're gonna be there. I made a clips channel. Hopefully it works. Hopefully we can get people to click the content and potentially come to stream. Because YouTube hates me. It's not that YouTube hates me. It's that YouTube is absolutely really junk. I've seen people complaining about this far too long. That's been happening to me. Okay? Bigger people than me, stuff's not getting pushed, and there's actually something extremely funny and actually extremely bad. I say extremely funny because it doesn't make any sense, but it's actually a disaster about how the algorithm works. So, you push out the video, and the video just goes into the algorithm, and the algorithm is trying to show that to people. Did you know that when a video gets pushed into the algorithm, but people don't click it or don't watch it, you get penalized, and you're left wondering, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? It's your fault. You're showing it to people that don't want to watch it. How is this my fault? I've been making the same content since the beginning. If anything, I would say my content is more focused nowadays because the videos I push out are just about games in general and tech in general, which is more cohesive than whatever I did during the first year and a half. And you're still pushing it to the wrong people? Come on, man. What are we doing here? Come on now. See what I mean? See what I mean? Extremely annoying. Extremely annoying. I get punished because YouTube is just extremely inconsistent. What am I gonna do? I don't know. I made a clips channel. That's my only solution. So since I made the announcement, I can push out the post and the community, and I can pin the channel to uh, the chats. So if people come in, they might be interested, they might be not. I think it's fair. So we post this. Very good. Very good. We can pin this into the YouTube chat. Clip channel. put this here, and we pin the message. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff, I would say. Very good. Very good. We can put this on Twitch. We can pin it. I want to pin it. And I don't even know about Kick. Can we ping stuff? I can put it into the chat anyway. Put it there, clear channel. Can we ping? Oh, we can pin it. It's so good. It's so good. Now, maybe people understand why I'm just completely losing my mind constantly with these sites. I try to use them properly, but they're not consistent with themselves. So what do you even want from me? There's nothing I can do, really. Yet here we are. I promise I'm trying my best. Oh man, that's probably the worst way to start this stream, right? It's not on purpose, okay? I'm not trying to be so negative. But, jeez, man. Jeez, YouTube, please. Can we have some music? In the meantime. No. Manual pin. There we go. Let's see here. I think I forgot to bring up music for this. I hope everything is fine. Horn Village? That'd be funny. Wait, where's the channel? Where's the channel? It's usually here, in the recommendations. With Pokemon music. Okay, we can do Mystery Dungeon. It's probably fine. It's probably okay. Okay, that's really loud. Let me lower it a little bit. Let's get to the beginning. Yeah, but that seems good, potentially. I'm not trying to be negative or anything like that, especially not during such a celebration. Wow, 3 years. I think I mentioned this already. During last anniversary. Is this just a copy of last year's anniversary? I guess it could be. Funny how that works. But did you know that most VTubers just are around for about a year? I feel ancient. I've been doing this for 3 years. I feel absolutely ancient. That's crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Am I gonna disappear someday? Maybe. I'm gonna still be doing this if I think it's funny. Or just like it. Which I think it's, of course, something pretty reasonable. Also, to be fair, when we're talking about VTubers, a bunch of them love to rebrand or just disappear and come back. So maybe you see somebody popping off out of nowhere. Wow, what incredible success! Making a VTuber is really easy. And then you realize, oh, these people have been making content for more than a decade. Yeah, that's a completely different animal this time around, for sure. Which, yeah, I get it. It makes sense. And I'm gonna be here like, but it's so difficult that so many people, there's a lot of people, of course, but you have successful content creators popping off all the time, right? Then again, I do believe some of them are absolute plants, industry plants. Some people will call those legumes, maybe. Small jab. Not so much in the VTubing sphere, though. I do believe there's a bunch of nepotism and whatnot. But in the overall streaming sphere, you will see people just appear from out of nowhere, you see their content, and you're left wondering, are people really watching whatever that is? I guess so. I don't understand normies, so there's also that, right? Not trying to be like, every big streamer is just a sham. Now, some of them are, for sure, come on. I know we talk about the guy from time to time, but I think a good example of that would be Hassan Biker. It's clear I don't like the guy. I think it's fair for me to not like the guy for many different reasons. But at the same time, if you see a clip of the guy, you're left wondering, how is it possible people watch this man? Not because of his ideas, but because of his lack of speech skill. And I say that being ESL. He doesn't know how to communicate properly. So maybe they're right. Even if you're attractive, you're gonna be successful. I guess I'm not attractive enough. Speaking of attractive people, have you seen the guy in the thumbnail? Who is that guy? He's way too handsome. Couldn't be me. I hope we don't get anybody coming here. Oh wow, so handsome, and then see my dumbass here speaking and acting. Okay, I did my best with AI. I had an idea. I didn't know how to do it properly with my own skills, so I used AI. And you know what happens with AI? Even when using Grok, you get limited amounts of potential images you can make in a single day, okay? So I did my best. I tried. I think it looks almost okay for, what was it, 6 generations? It's not bad. It's not bad. It could be way worse. Oh my goodness. And then of course you see, content creators are not really attractive at all. And they're also really successful, which I guess it doesn't matter. I guess you need to offer something at the end of the day, right? So you have content, you make content, and the content may or may not work. And that's how it is, no matter who you are. So you keep tracking. And you know, I made a Clips channel. Don't wanna be that guy, but still. Oh man. To be fair, I also feel myself becoming more and more deranged each passing day. But I think it's normal. I think it's justified, especially with the kind of topics we cover here, especially on Saturdays. I also become completely insane every single time I need to look at social media / normies. I'm going absolutely ballistic with this new narrative of but having to play the games to be considered yourself a fan, it's actually very classist. We're surrounded by animals. We're surrounded by filthy animals, and there's no way to fix it. Then again, people are trying to approach that disaster in the wrong way. I'm gonna teach you something here. People are giving them solutions to the problem of, oh, I cannot play the game. Because playing games is actually really easy. You can emulate, you can throw the 7 Cs and whatnot. You can just go to a friend's house. But that is not the problem. It's not that they cannot play the games and they're trying to fix that. It's that they don't want to play the games. And they're just trying to give excuses to not play the games still, because if there is somebody somewhere that might be unable to play the games, that means that literally everybody might be unable, therefore I don't have to play the games. It sounds stupid. It is really stupid. But that's what they think. Because at the end of the day, they don't care about the games themselves. They care about the fandoms. They have told them like that already. Because of a little bit of compounding factors here. First of all, yo, how are you? I'm doing okay, I'm just rambling. It's anniversary time, so I'm rambling about stupid people on Twitter. Welcome, Sephiroth. We're gonna be doing some low cortisol serious stuff today. First of all, clearly they don't care about the games. They care about the fandoms, because games are the current thing. Games are in right now, so, oh, look at me, I'm such a huge fan without investing anything. They're socially extremely broken, so they don't have friends. So the actual social interaction they get is pretty much the fandoms. They're really broken. And third, they also want to police spaces. So that's why they get into fandoms and demand changes. Completely range individuals. I said you play Gen 2, it was big, right? I like Gen 2 a lot. It is not without flaws, but I actually don't mind. I actually played Gen 2 in a couple of occasions. Funny enough. One of the first things I streamed as games was Pokemon Crystal, almost 3 years ago. And I was just running around trying to just break the game. It's a very breakable game, but it's fun to break. And do you know that breaking games is fun? Imagine that. I hate the narrative about games. We might play the Gen 2 remakes, quote-unquote soonish. We need to finish Diamond first, of course, but it might happen soon after that. It really depends about many things that can happen in the next month. I'm still trying to thread my original file of Crystal, really. I'm gonna say something maybe controversial. I don't think it should be, but I don't think Red is that powerful. He has good Pokemon, and they're high level. However, they don't have static XP. So even if you reach Red being mid 60s, chances are you're actually able to defend the guy because you accrued a lot of static XP, and your Pokemon are actually way stronger than they should be for the level. That's actually logic for fighting Red. That's actually logic too for Gen 1, Elite Four, and Champion. I do agree that in Gen 1, at least how we played, you might reach the Pokemon League really fast with not a lot of static XP. You can also use items. X items are really powerful. I assume people don't want to use items. I'm the same. But it's actually not that bad. If you can try, you will achieve it for sure. Here we are, anniversary, talking about Twitter people. Well, it's a mere stream, okay? Of course it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen every single time. I have to say, speaking of Pokemon, we have some Pokemon stuff here for tier list and whatnot. I do think Gen 1 and Gen 2 are a little bit special. I do think that Gen 3 onward, the games lost some magic. They became formulaic, because of course the formula is pretty much the same, but some of the mechanics seem vastly simplified, and I don't like them. I think static XP makes more sense than EVs for normal playthroughs. Do you know we have a mainline Pokemon games tier list for today? Wait warmer for that one. That's gonna piss people. That's gonna piss people off for sure. But it will be okay. It wouldn't be me if it wasn't pissing people off anyway. Whatever happens, happens. It will be fine. And oh, I kind of forgot to add the clips channel here to the main YouTube. The only thing that's missing. Let me fix that. Actually, I'm gonna copy this. We're changing it live. Changing it live. Not share channel. Where was this again? Was it settings? I don't remember. Notifications, privacy, that seems like right. I guess it was in YouTube Studio. They have so many options on YouTube. It's a very strange thing. Customization maybe? Home tab? Not home tab. Profile. Okay, we can add a link here. Clip channel. Okay, and we can move it. We can lower Twitter. How about that? Yeah, seems good. Do I need to add it to description? No. Publish. It will be up at some point. So now everybody can have the link freely available, which is of course really good. It's very good. So I mentioned before, let's talk about a little bit about model stuff, since I always show something new during anniversary. I'm actually quite comfortable with the current model. I think it encapsulates a unique idea. I was actually a little bit bashful last year when showing this, because it was very different from the other outfits, which I haven't used, but it's okay. I still like my original blue jacket, but I think this makes more sense in general. I got really accustomed to it. I think I like it a lot. And I know I mentioned there was a special toggle I wanted to add. I couldn't. I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't. I tried my best. I don't know enough about Unity to actually do it. Even while following a guide, I was making mistakes, and it was not working. So I tried to fix that using a second model with that on top. So first of all, I want to show you here on the side a little bit. We have seen some of the new toggles, like the blonde hair, of course. We might need to go super Aryan sometimes. There's actually another color, which is very delicious. It's red. I know I ran blue before. I don't dislike blue, but blue comes with a lot of problems. Far too many times, there are many blue things on the screen, and I am already blue with my jacket. It's supposed to be a happy. I think I called it a howdy before. Doesn't matter. Then it kind of becomes a not a cacophony of colors, but it's just homogeneous. And of course, I brought back the mask. It's the Danko mask. I think it's funny. It's really jank. It's a little bit floppy, but it already happened that we saw something with the mask, and I was like, oh, I should bring up the mask. Ah, shit. This one doesn't have it. That's a bit of a problem, isn't it? So of course, while trying to figure stuff, I came up with something else. Let me add myself for a second while I bring up the thing. Okay, it's a little bit laggy from time to time. So, of course, we still have the mask here. But, what is below the mask? Well, I already mentioned it was a face paint. So it is a face paint. Haha! Akuma no Mori no Fukaku. I like Seikimatsu, and I think their face paint is really cool. Are there situations where we might use this? It's not gonna be often, but it's gonna happen. We still have the hair colors with this, so fret not. It's just I'm not able to do this as a toggle. Thing which we can potentially quickly swap between models. I don't think it's that quick. I wonder if I can add maybe a special how do they call those? Some sort of shortcut or macro. Don't think it's gonna be that easy. But yeah, fun stuff. Fun stuff. That was the thing that I wanted to do. But I'm not skilled enough. And apparently there are tutorials out there. I didn't find anything that was really that useful or actually fix my problems. So yeah. Yeah, not really that great, honestly. But it's fine. It's fine. If I don't find the proper solution, I will make out my own solution. And that will be mostly okay, I suppose. I think it's a pretty fun thing we can do from time to time. It's not as easy as just clicking something like Ctrl-Shift, Gate or Kabuki, and just go completely ranged, but it's something we might be able to do properly from time to time. I think it's gonna be fine. I think we don't lose anything by having the option. That's what I'm saying. Which is, it's nice. It's nice. I would say it's nice. Overall, pretty fun stuff we get to do from time to time. So now new model, new toggle. I also will mention that since I've been tinkering a little bit with Grok for image generation, I've also been wondering that maybe, even if I only have limited generations per day, maybe potentially I could try to make a character sheet with AI that properly represents myself, especially the hair. Maybe not as handsome, we'll see what happens. And then introduce or put that character sheet into the AI to generate the images. So everything should be a little bit faster. We can also tinker with AI to make new outfits, which is obviously a cool thing to do, a cool idea. Something I've been thinking about, which I will need to come up with a special design for sure. I don't think it's gonna be that difficult to make, even with my limited skills, thankfully. I have a bit of a problem if I want to introduce a hat, because I don't know about hat making. Might be a little bit difficult. I need to scour free-to-play resources, which I think is completely justified. Some sort of Ngakuran, but not the usual proper stuff, right? Which then we're gonna have the problem. I'm pretty sure B-Roy already has the normal design Gakuran, but you know who I am. It has to be the cool stuff, right? It has to be the jacket on the shoulders, over the shoulders. It has to be a cool cap, and we need to add unique designs, right? I shouldn't add the tiger vest on top of the shirt. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. But we could just tinker with that, which I think it's interesting. I mean, it's AI, right? It's right there. Use it. It's not going anywhere. I'm sorry to tell this, it's not going anywhere. I know there's a lot of people that dislike AI. I get it. I just don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that absolutely horrible. Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But it'd be cool to just speedball ideas to the AI. Something I might want to do later, because it's something I tried before making the thumbnail for today, would be to ask Rock to make an image that depicts me, but just using my name. I did that before. It doesn't look anything like me. It's still a guy, thankfully, but doesn't look anything like me. Pretty funny. I'm gonna blame Fate Go for that one, if you don't mind me. I'm gonna blame Fate for that one. You will see why. After all, my last name is actually very esteemed in history. Kinda wanted to make this joke next time when we go to the Great Marsh and try to catch Scroopy. But oh well. We can do both. We can do both. So yeah. We did the Clips channel, we did other stuff. We did a little bit of a what the fuck has been happening this past year. So yeah, it's been good. I think it's been good as well, and we've been live for about 30 minutes. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. I also have to say here, which doesn't have anything to do with this, but still. I've been watching DBC movies. People know I like DBC, we played a bunch of Dragon Ball games. They're good, I like them. It's mixing with my... I want to play something that's exploration and crafting. It's mixing with my June brainworms. So I've been thinking, fuck. Maybe I want to play Dragon Ball Online again. It wouldn't be on stream, I don't think. It wouldn't be on stream. I haven't played since last time I streamed that, which was early last year, I believe. I do have the server still up. I wouldn't keep playing with my swordsman, which I think is a very cool class, mind you. But I would probably try to make a Namekian. I like Namekians. Apparently the Dark Knights are actually pretty decent with energy damage. I like Namekians, I like tanks, I like big attacks. Yeah. It's the gamer time. It may not happen. It may not happen because I still have to try Angels Online. Apparently it's just ass. Something else was coming up. What was it? No, it was not something that was coming up. I was mixing two things. Demon Up is coming up, which is not an MMO, it's a gacha game, but still. And I was also thinking of Masters Online, that I can actually play another Steam one, which is NA only. So I don't know what's gonna happen. It's not that I have a huge amount of free time, especially if I'm gonna be making personal shorts and whatnot. But I still like MMOs. I know they're a waste of time. I still like them. Can you blame me? You probably can. You probably should. I think it's justified to do so. But I just like them, okay? I like the grind. I think the grind can be fun. Not the best idea for sure, but still. It's fine. It's fine. It will go away eventually. The brainworms, that is. They got me kinda late this year. I will say that. I will say that maybe that's why I also got kinda sick earlier this month. Maybe not, you know? I'm not trying to give esoteric explanations to everything that happens in my life, but it is a possibility. Golden shower, I'm still pissed off. Since it's anniversary, we usually do test stuff, we do sell tier lists. Definitely we get with that a little bit. I got a couple of games we could check, which I think will be funny. One of them is a little bit too quick chungus, so maybe not the best, but I mean, once a year is probably fine. Hey, how you doing? Silver Fox! We're about to do a mental age test. It's been running somewhat viral on Twitter. Hey, it's me not being months late to a fad. How is this possible? If they didn't turn me MLS 50, I'm gonna be disappointed. As it should be. Mental age test. How old am I mentally? Yes or yes? Yes. It is just an image. Status. I record or organize my little schedule. Kinda? I don't have an official schedule or anything, but I'm orderly. Strength is mostly yes. Yes. I prefer snacks over sweets or sweets over meals. No, I think I mentioned this before. I never snack. I never snack. I don't dislike the snacks. I do have a very obvious sweet tooth, but I just usually eat my meal, whatever it is, and they have the snacks of some sort of dessert. So no, literally no snacking. And that means having Doritos back when we played TTRPGs. That was really the only location or the only event where I did really snack. Exercise on a regular basis. Did you know that I was pretty much exercising daily for almost 2 years? No, pretty much. It was quite literally daily. I started exercising constantly January 1st, 2023. Then I realized, you know what? I don't think this is heavy enough exercise, so I'm gonna exercise literally every single day. And I did that until January 1st, 2025. I missed about 3 days because I got sick. One of them, people, old friends of the channel maybe, might remember that because I streamed that day. It was, I think it was late December 2024. I was playing Portraits of Ruin Christmas Richter mode, which was very strange. But if you watch it at all, you see I was literally dying. I kinda broke my body there. So it took a single day there. I got sick a little bit, so there was a couple of days. Since then, I've been resting. I do have some resting days, but I pretty much exercise 5 days a week, so yes. I save or invest for my future. I would if I could, but I'm a broke ass bitch. I should probably say yes because of the intention, but it's not actually true, I'm gonna say no. I have to finish that right at the deadline. Right at the deadline? I would say so. Well, it depends. Kinda depends. If it's right at, as in I do shit on time, and don't go overtime, it's a little bit hard to gauge. My deadlines are mostly self-imposed. When I depend on other people, or other people depend on me, I guess. Both are somewhat correct. I do things in a timely manner. Yeah, I don't think you go over the deadline. Sometimes I've been given stuff like, can't you do this in a week? Shit, I can do this in 3 hours. So I'm gonna say yes, if I'm understanding this answer correctly. Just come out first when I'm angry. No. No, not at all. If I get extremely angry and frustrated, eventually it may happen. But no, trust me, you don't want to see me get angry. Then it's turning into super Aryan. I'm gonna say no. If it was out of my fists, maybe. I have my feelings well when I'm upset. I can do it, but I don't wanna. And that's not because I'm so selfish. I might be considered selfish nowadays. And you know what? Sure, I'm selfish. Fuck you. What about it? Because I'm actually sick of people just never learning. I'm kinda sick of people just doing things the wrong way. But if you get upset, it's your fault. No, these people are fucking animals. And if you don't tell them directly, they're wrong. They're never gonna fix their shit. And I'm sick of it, because I shouldn't suffer the consequences of their bad actions. So I'm gonna say no. But it's on purpose. I get hurt easily by what others say. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't get overwhelmed because there's a lot of insanely evil and insanely stupid people out there, but I don't think I get hurt easily. Especially not nowadays. You're this and that. Yeah? You think so? You haven't seen anything yet. There's also, on top of that, these cases of, yeah, I know what makes you cheer. I don't care what you think about me. Once again, filthy animals. I'm gonna say no. I have to look back and regret the past. I do look back on the past a lot. I do try to introspect and retrospect a lot. Do I regret stuff? I do regret some stuff. But there's stuff I regret because there's no way to face it anymore, right? Because it's about people that are not around anymore. But I wouldn't say that happens a lot. I do think I maybe regret very specific stuff often, but not a whole lot. Because at the end of the day, I understand that my life is what made me what I am today. And I may sound narcissistic and selfish, but I don't dislike who I am. I think I became somebody righteous to some extent. People would say self-righteous is a derogatory term. They're probably also correct, but then again, is it wrong when I know I'm right? I would say no because I don't think it's often, but I do believe that everybody has regrets, and I think that's very human. I just rather drinks to relieve stress. No, it probably happened when I was younger. I mentioned before that I used to be a chubby boy. I mean, I've been exercising for what, 3 years and a half non-stop, so I'm okay. I would say I'm pretty okay. I would say I'm insanely in shape or anything like that, but I'm doing fine. I would say I'm doing fine. For the drinks, absolutely not. I just... As I said before, right? If we were talking about the fists, maybe. I'm gonna say no. I usually say things I don't mean to fit in. Oh boy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you've been here for long enough, you've been here on Saturdays, you know I'm not the kind of guy. And every single day that passes, I strive further and further away from this. If you have to completely neuter who you are to fit in, you're actually killing yourself. It must sound egotistical in the sense of having an immense ego. But then again, why should you sacrifice yourself, your persona, for people that hate you? It doesn't make any sense. People are gonna hate you no matter what. So at least I'm going to give them something to actually hate. I can easily do that, but I will never do it. I often get nagged by people around me. I would say that's true. I would say that is true. Not because I'm reliable, but because people are annoying. I have to act as a mediator for others. I think I did. I think I used to do that. Not anymore. Because I refuse to be always the reasonable one. If everybody can just act like clowns, why shouldn't I do the same? Sounds destructive, but I'm not trying to end people or anything like that, which, like, is wrong. I'm gonna say no. I trust people very easily. No, I would say it's the opposite. Nowadays, trust nobody, not even yourself. I am framing my own opinions. Well, I think I gave already 14 good answers to say yes. And told that I lack patience often. No, I'm actually not all that. I'm usually the one that says that. So maybe I should say yes, because it is correct. But people don't understand the amount of patience that I have. I'm way too patient with a lot of people. And it's not because people are insane. Well, some people are insane, to be fair. But it comes from a place of people not understanding how extremely annoying they are. Because sadly, or luckily, I wouldn't sacrifice it. I do have way too high perception skills. So people are very annoying and people are very disappointing far too often, and then they don't realize that, and then I end up lashing out at them. But apparently, if I do that, I am the bad guy. No, it's actually a reaction to your actions, but you don't see the problem in your actions, because people lack perception skills. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. They don't say it, but they probably think it, and I do think it's correct. I focus on current joy over the future. Do I? Do I? I mean, I don't think so. I'm not the best about thinking about the future. I said before, I'm ready to die for what I believe. I'd rather not die, of course, but those things are completely different from each other. So maybe I'm actually bad at looking at the future. I know I'm not the best. I don't want the future to be better than what we have right now, but at the same time, that's not saying a whole lot either. I would say it's probably a 50-50. I'm gonna say no, because it's not about current joy. Oh, that's an image. It's not just out here thinking about instant gratification. I think no makes more sense. People say worry about small things. I mean, it's related to the question. It's not that people say that, but people probably think it. People probably believe I'm making castles out of nothing. I just overblow my reactions to things, but people don't understand what is to be like me. It sounds, again, it sounds potentially a little bit insane. It sounds maybe a little bit too much. But for me, the other people like a very important basic sense. So we can never see eye to eye. They probably say so. I will also agree that I do worry about the small things, but the small things, I do think they're still important. So I'm gonna say yes. I think I'm pursuing myself with others. I had to train myself not to do that. Not because other people are, oh my goodness, so good, so skilled, so impressive. There are impressive people out there, for sure. There are far better people than me out there, for sure. But usually, when I compare myself to others, I usually compare the bare minimum. And I usually say, it's unfair to compare other people to myself. It might seem extremely narcissistic. Once again, I get it, I understand. Is it wrong? It's not a sentiment that comes from narcissism because I consider myself to be, oh, so superior. It's because I see people, other people, being extremely disappointing in barely having human skills. No communication, no perception, no speech, being unable to understand common words. I don't think I'm asking too much as the bare minimum for humanity. I gotta say no. I stopped doing that at least. I think I'm well informed on social issues. Far well informed than most, for sure. Have you seen Saturdays? I cannot also record their figures. Now, I do have some. I do have some that I have collected throughout the ages, but now most of them are actually gifts that were given to me. I have some Dragon Ball stuff. I have some Naruto stuff. I only have Neji, but still. I actually have a Renji from Bleach. I have some Final Fantasy and Gintama stuff. Not a huge amount. Once again, maybe it's because I'm a broke-ass bitch, but most of the time I'm like, oh, okay, that seems kinda cool, that seems kinda nice, but can I really justify spending money on something like that? Probably not. And collectibles is one such thing. I'm gonna say no. I instantly get into the memes or slang. If this was 10 years ago, yes. Nowadays, no. But I will say something here very important. It's not because of me getting old. It's because the current internet memes or slang don't make any sense. Yapiga. It's not a slang. It's a word combination of Sumer speak, Ebonics, and Chinese censorship. How you seeing those people writing B-I-H, D-I-H, and AHH instead of bitch, dick, or ass. That's because of fucking TikTok. Those words are filtered, and you cannot write those. Or don't know if they're delete your comment or if they ban you. So they use that to bypass the filter. Combine that with dabiga. I'm assuming it's that? Bitch? Good. Incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. We have the slang, but the slang not that long ago were actual words that you could at least recognize, even if you didn't understand the meaning. These are just incoherent sounds. Yes, this is me, old man, screaming at clouds, okay? Maybe I'm actually really old, right? Which makes sense. I will also say, meme culture, it's completely dead. You don't really have memes anymore. You have petty attempts at memes, but they are not memes. How you think, oh, look at this meme. It's not a meme, it's just ass. It's a really poor edit. Oh, it's a Dragon Ball meme. No, it's a stupid saying. The scene might be good, but you add on top of that the worst music known to man in a really stupid caption. I'm sorry, your memes are ass because internet culture is just ass. You can thank 2020 and you can thank 2016. It's not gonna get better because it has been conquered by normies. I will still say no. Perhaps rather some birthdays or New Year's. Now, I don't want to say I get depressed, but birthday is like, oh, look at this, it's gonna be disappointing again. It usually is. Ah, shit, I'm too old for this. I speak calmly and clearly when angry. It depends. What level of anger? There are levels to anger, okay? Trust me, I would know. I can turn many levels of Super Saiyan. You don't want to see that. When I get angry, it's just because I have lost all of my patience. Something is driving me completely insane. And if it's because of somebody else, I will do my best to speak calmly, clearly, and explain things properly. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna start screaming at you. Because you deserve it. Because you're not human. It's a 50-50. What do we say here? Yes or no? If I say yes, it's gonna increase my age. If I say no, it's gonna decrease my age, for sure. I would say it's probably mostly no. I read recently if someone upsets me. Instantly. It's compounded, right? It's not a single thing, it's shit that keeps happening. I'm gonna say mostly no. Calculating. 37, baby! 37! Fewer words and more size. Oh, brother, yeah, you know it. You know it. You have more tests here. Guilty face, multiverse, mental age, that's what we did. Chihuahua, not like this. My soul egg, this is really silly. Hamster test, bird personality, my element. Burning fire with my rage. Press and hold. It's not working, this is meant for phones. Phones that make my existence. Is it accurate? I think I'm actually older mentally than 37. But I don't think it goes much older than this. I think the highest I've seen was maybe 40. Maybe. You know? Ah, man. It's probably accurate. I think I'm always being on the older side. To be fair, I also know I reduced my age score because I've been saying stuff of, yeah, this happens, but it's on purpose. It's actually on purpose with some stuff I do. But I don't think I'm not justified. I'm too tired of people taking advantage of my goodwill and my patience. I'm not gonna let people trample on me, okay? Not the libertarian motto. Don't tread on me. Not a snake, as you can see. Toraga Gotoku. Hopefully like a tiger. Hopefully. That's good. That's good. I think I've seen the lowest at like 11, maybe. These little kids on the internet. Not good. Maybe the UK government is correct, and we need to ban them. Of course, that's a joke. I would never agree with the UK government. Well, if I had to agree with the UK government, you know things are going swimmingly. So you know it's not happening. I was on some stuff recently about killing some ponies. Pure bullshit. We'll cover that on Saturday for sure. Here is the armor. What a piece of work. What do we have here? We have the classic, right? It is time. Pokemon Gym 4. Smash your pass. Combat mode. I've done this before. It became some sort of a tradition. They have pass for individuals that I wouldn't want to fight because I like them for whatever reason. I don't think we're gonna see too much of those here. Whoops. An arm means I can just go with my insane martial arts, which I'm actually not a martial artist, but I feel confident about fighting the subject without any weaponry. Melee, we just normal melee weapons, nothing really fancy. The usual melee weapons you might find in the D&D Warriors Handbook. It includes potentially the use of shields, but never armor. Oh, this is wrong. I put them backwards because I'm a clown here. Range means normal range weapons you might use as a normal person. I don't know too much about guns, so you might expect rifle, shotgun, so on and so forth. Nothing too crazy. No smash means they seem too powerful and you might need the military. From something as simple as explosives to nukes. And how smash it usually means this is a ghost, you don't have magical powers, how do you fit this thing? But before we get into that, there's something I want to mention about these decks. I do like Gym 4, but you have to admit the decks is an absolute disaster. So, we start with the starters, as usual. The real three, as they call them in Japanese. Until here, Obama, we're not gonna be counting the megas. They're here, but we're gonna ignore them. From here to here, you can see this is 2/3 of the decks, more or less. And it's mostly original, but you have Baby and Evolution, which fine, sure, whatever. You have Evolution, 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 Baby, 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 and Baby. And after that you get a bunch of evolutions, Anti-Rotom, and then legendaries. And from the normal stuff you get here, some stuff is good, but the bad stuff is borderline unusable. It's crazy. What are the fire types? We have one. What about this one? Post game. What about this one? That's a platinum. Cool. Cool vibrations. But yeah, no wonder the cylinder is so early. Because after that you get a bunch of weird Pokemon here, and then the evolutions. It's so strange. So, yeah, you have a bunch of permanent stuff that is good, but after that... No, not Gym 4 list. Very strange Pokédex here. I will still shield for Gym 4, okay? I still like it. It is not without its troubles, as we have seen. I still need to grind a little bit more for mailing. Not actually for mailing. I want to grind Apom and grind those a little bit. Because they're gonna be really weak for the gym because of the types. The Cranidos might be able to outspeed some stuff and maybe kill with strength. Not with endurance, clearly. So, as it is tradition, first form of the grass starter. Kick the baby. What can they do? Nothing really. Rather disappointing. Somewhat tanky, I'll give you that. What about Grottle? Seems tankier. I think a melee weapon is probably fine. What about Totoro? Never used it. Very slow. That Earthquake? Yeah, that's potentially a big problem. Let's say ranged. Let's see if we can get away. What about Monkey? Kick the baby! extremely frail. What about Monferno? I think it's powerful enough that it will be a problem, but it is still really frail. Fighting type, Mach Punch, I probably don't want to mess with that too much. Let's say melee just because of the shield. What about Monkey? I think Monkey is really fast. Even with the ranged weapon, he might get you with a ranged attack too. I think it's rather difficult. I'm gonna say no smash. That's something that usually happens with landlocked starters, but it can happen. What about Piplup? Kick the baby. What about Primplup? I wanna say kick the baby. We've been using Primplup, really disappointing. It's kinda tanky. So having actual weapon might be for the best. Let's get at the use Babel. Oh my god, Babel at the level 24. What were they thinking? It's actually 19 in Hot Gold, Soul, Silver, and Platinum. It's crazy. What were they thinking? Insane. What about Impaling? I don't think Impaling is all that crazy, though the special attack is actually really good. It's about 111. Very nice. If it gets you with a special move, you're probably done. The steel type actually really helps a lot for defense. Somewhat slow, I think it's base 60. You might have the speed, you might be able to outrun it, and you might be able to shoot with a gun. Do you think you can just go through the steel? I'm gonna say probably not. You'll probably need some sort of insanely powerful weapon or just explosives. That's how we run things here. What about Starly? I think it's real enough to say kick the baby, but it flies. If it flies, it usually means ranged. Same for Astaravia. What about the Raptor? Actually really fast. Might be able to take a hit or two, and then it Brave Burst you. What do? Not much. Not much, honestly. What about Bidoof, kick the baby? Oh, but what about the barrel? Becomes stronger, gets a water type, gets bigger teeth. Kick the baby. I think it's low enough that you can just kick the baby. Crooked, have you seen the stats? Kick the baby. Probably better to kick the baby than use a weapon because of the Bite and Blast. Same with Cricket. Oh, but it goes with Fury Cutter. Oh no, not the Fury Cut. 10 base power. It got buffed to 40. I think it's a good buff. What about the Shing Slang? I kinda like the Shing Slang, gonna be honest. It will probably be melee for the first two, and maybe range for Luxray. 70 speed, it's already a little bit too kitty. Good offensive stats, can take a hit or two. Discharge. And discharge along is a no smash. But I do like them. But kick the baby! I think there's gonna be a repeat to some extent of Gen 2 with so many babies. It's gonna be the kicking for them. What about Cross Raid? Do you kick the waifu? Just trying to tell how big is Cross Raid. It's probably my main issue here. 211. That's about 0.9 meters. Okay, it's not that small, it's really difficult to shoot this thing. Somewhat frail physically, 90 speed, it's a little bit scary. Poison type, I think I'd rather not, gonna be honest. I think I'd rather not. Cranidos. It's Cranidos because it's cranium, that's because of Cranberry. Then you see it's blue. It's really high attack. But yeah, stats are rather low, even defense. I think you can maneuver around this thing with a weapon and just hit it. Do not parry, do not attempt to parry. This is not Dark Souls, you're gonna get destroyed. What about Repardos? I think we can do ranged because I think it's slow enough. It's the same speed as Cranidos. What about the defense? I know you get the defense buff. 60 with 97 HP, 58 base speed. I mean, it's a rock type, but it's actually a frail rock type. How do you fare in comparison to Aerodactyl, by the way? I didn't look this fast. Wow. Sure, more HP, 97 versus 80. 60 defense versus 65. 50 special defense versus 75. Is this bad or slow, landlocked, Aerodactyl? Maybe. 165 base attack is really scary. You don't want to get hit. I think we can safely say ranged. What about Bastion and Shielding? Rock, Steel, insanely high defenses. What else can they do? They can counter you. I'd rather not. Probably explosives, maybe some traps, something like that. Rather impressive defenses, not really offenses, but they're going to stall you out, which is not something you want to see, especially not in real life. Wormy, I'm only gonna count base Wormy. I think we can count the 3 War Malice because they have different typings. Kick the baby. It's a Wormy. What is it gonna do to you? The Bite and Blast, same thing as Cricket. Kill the mind. Wormadam. Actually, you don't really care too much about these things. They have more defenses. Sure, let's say we need a shield for this. Rather unimpressive. What about Mothim and Minged Flies? What about Combi and Vesper Queen? I mean, they fly. If Combi had just tackle, I would say probably unarmed, maybe melee. It's cast. Cast is ranged. So there's that. Oh, what about Vesper Queen? It's really scary. It's not really scary. Defensive bug flying, slow, low offensive stats, bad moves, we don't really care. What about Pachirisu? It's actually rather defensive. Offensively, pretty bad. Onyx, it's lacking Onyx offensively, so not really impressive. Pretty decent defenses, I think he has more than okay speed. Just with pickup, it's a good pal to have. But in real life, if you're a human or a humanoid, you're probably weak to the electric type, so I'm gonna say melee because of the shield. Non-metallic shield. What about the Booster Lang? I actually like the Booster Lang a lot. I think it's cool. Never really used them too much. We used them back in Pokemon. It was a really good Pokemon to use. I would say that Floatzel is actually deceptively good. Really fast, really good offensive stats. You don't want to fight this thing if you can avoid it. You can get it really early, before the second gym, which is really good. It just works out of the box. It's a very good addition. Gonna look it up here. Okay, Buizel. 85 speed, 65 attack, 60 special attack. Good. Very frail, of course. And also 26, which is okay. You should be evolved by Mailing, clearly. What do you get mobs-wise with Buizel early? You get Sonic Bomb, which is whatever. You get Quick Attack, which is nice. You get Water Gun, which is reliable stuff. Pursuit, Swift, you're gonna use. Aqua Jet, you're gonna use. After that, the moves become a little bit unusable. Agility, you're really fast. Whirlpool, 70 accuracy, and the insanely powerful Razor Wave. Pretty bad. Upping Evolution, what do you get? You get Floatzel, 105 attack, 85 special attack, more than usable. 115 speed, really fast. When they get moves, I mean, you get Branch Upon Evolution, which is very, very good coverage. But the good thing you get is actually with TMs and whatnot. It's a water type, so you get Surf or Waterfall. It's a water type, so you get Ice Beam. It's actually really easy to outspeed one hit KO Cynthia's Garchomp with Ice Beam Floatzel. I'm not even joking. You get Iron Tail, which is okay, I guess. You probably don't need it because you're not gonna be fighting fairy types, not in Gen 4. You get Dig, it's usable. You get Brick Break, it's usable. You get Rock Tomb, you might want to use it. You get Focus Blast. It's cool, and if you're playing Platinum, and you get access to the through moves, you get Ice Punch, reliable, physical move, Aqua Tail, somewhat reliable physical move. I think I would rather use Waterfall, because HM Hell Gen 4, and Perfect Accuracy, despite being lower damage. You get Swift again, whatever. It's just good shit. Egg moves, you could even run Baton Pass, dude. Baton Pass, slash, who cares, Headbat, who cares, really. It's good. It's just a good Pokemon, what can you say? You're probably gonna use it. Abilities, you get Swift Stream, you're really fast, you don't really care too much. Hitting abilities Water Veil, which is okay. I mean, it's a physical attacker, so being immune to burns, it's a net positive. And, of course, you see Buizel. It's pretty cute. You get Floatzel. It's saying of its evolution, doesn't look horrible. It's cool. Okay, what about Cherubi and Karim? Put a counter right here. I actually kinda like Cherubi, but I will probably just kick it, because it's a very silly grass type. For Cherrim, you get okay stats, about 87 special attack. That magical leaf is gonna hurt. That leech seed is gonna be really annoying. It might set up on you with Song and Crow potentially. Might come with Battle Dance, which is gonna be more damage. You probably want to run at least the shield. I like Cherim, it's rather unimpressive. We have the Flower Gate version, whatever. Shallows, I kinda like Shallows. It's okay. Hey, Shallows will probably be unarmed. Castle might be ranged because the Earthquake is a little bit scary. And this thing actually backs recover. Not a joke. Also very good early water type. It's very slow, but the typing and the moves make up for it in my opinion. Ambipom. It's really fast. It has decent attack, and it might come with Technician double hit, which as we've seen potentially is the equivalent of more than 150 base power. That's a lot of damage. You don't want to fight this thing. I think it's fast enough to be in a similar situation to Monkey here. Might not get you with a Flamethrower Fire Blast, but I think it's actually faster than Infername. It might fling something at you. If it flings an Iron Ball at you, you're probably dead. I think I'd rather no Smash. Surprising, okay, surprising. Ghost types, I defeat a Ghost type. You can't. Doing your low pony. Is it wrong for me to say we have some sexy looking Pokemon in this generation? Roserade, Lopunny, Mega Lopunny especially. This Mega's not sexy, but it's obviously female. I guess some people would enjoy Gallade because of that. Frostlass. Some people will say Weevil, I wouldn't say Weevil necessarily. Some people will say the evolutions, I wouldn't say them either. A little bit odd, but you can see, some people will say Lucario. We put those on across. I wouldn't say so myself, but you see, they're starting to go in a different way, which is where I actually don't hold Buniri in high regards or anything like that. Probably unarmed is fair. What about Lopunny? You know it could be male. You probably want to punch it then. I don't think the stats are all that impressive. 105 speed, 76 attack, good charm, Clutch. You probably don't want to get close because of the implications. I'm gonna say range for this. Some of the moves are pretty decent, like jump kick. I'm gonna say range for this one. I would say that Bunir's actually really annoying. Oh, not pass, unarmed. The main issue with Buniri, we can put Miss Magazine out Smash right now. It evolves with friendship. Why is that a problem? It comes with really low friendship by default. It's very annoying when they do that. Of course you want to evolve it as fast as you can, but you can't. If you manage, if you're playing something very strange like a randomizer, a ROM hack, or potentially Pokemon, I highly recommend you get yourself friend balls to catch these things. Way better than luxury balls. Use luxury balls if you cannot get friend balls. What do these balls do? Friend ball, the best for this. Sets the friendship to 200. Massive boost. Use a little bit of the Soothe Bell, then they evolve blazingly fast. I did that in Pokemon MMO, Gen 5 with Woobat. Got that with a friend ball, it evolved real fast to Woobat. Sadly, Woobat is not that good, but whatever. Luxury Ball, what it does, that increases the friendship gain. Not as good, especially if you start with real low friendship. How much is it here? Hold up. Let me look it up. Buniri. 0 base friendship. That's really bad. But it's better than nothing. If you can use Rend, use Rend. If you can't, at least use Luxury. That's how we roll here. The more you know, the more you know. This might come in handy when we eventually play something like Owlmon. Honchkron! Honchkron, we have Anigo here, the Oyaboon. Actually, really high offensive stats. It becomes slower, but I don't think it matters when it gets this super lag technique. I think it's 71 base speed? Not insanely horrible. Usable. You're gonna get out of speed sometimes. Yeah, 71. Only 10 lower than Gyarados, but 125 attack, 105 special attack, 100 HP. You're helping it is on Sun instead of super lag. Oof, can also be Moxie, that's actually very dangerous. Coming with the likes of Dark Pulse for range coverage. I'm gonna say... Okay, looking at the range here. Yeah, I don't think nothing here is similar to Honchkrow. I'm gonna say no, Smash. I think it's fast enough to, and tank enough to survive you and actually get you and destroy you. Nice stats. Glameow, pure ugly. I wouldn't want to kick a cat, but I actually don't like Glameow. Kick the cat. What about pure ugly? It's a fat cat. Why is this fucking thing faster than Garchomp? What were they thinking? It's so fast. It's not even funny. 112 base speed. And it's a base attack. Defenses are okay. Thick pattern, tempos, whatever. It's a tiger cat. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Tora Kakotoku, once again. Define hidden ability makes sense. Impulse level 38. 452 BST is not insane. Not with that attack. It's fast at least. Glameow 310 BST. Oh my god, are we sure that's not Gem 5? Ugh. With that attack, despite it being fast, it's tempted to say melee. But I think we... If it's fast, I think being a melee is actually better. Because if it's really fast, 112, I'm assuming you can actually avoid easily your shots. Maybe you should use something like a shotgun, depends on the spread I guess, but the damage would be lower. Baby! Kick! The baby! It's a bell! What is it gonna do? Nothing. It happens tanking in Skuntank. It's a poison type. In real life, you're weak to poison. I'm gonna say melee because the stats are not that high. Skuntank, I'm gonna say ranged. It does have the flamethrower, it's not a stab. Special attack not the best. Tentative no smash, to be fair. Bronzer and Bronzong. I think Bronzer is small enough that we can defeat this guy with some sort of platinum weapon. Bronson seems way too tough. Tanky, good typing. It's gonna survive you, it's gonna retaliate with a psychic move or some Gyro Ball. Not good. Not good. Kick the baby! Sadly, this baby is rock type. I'm gonna say we need a weapon. Kick! The! That's a bird. Baby! Bird enraged, of course. Gible, Gabite, and Garchomp. How's the base attack for Gible? I don't think it's that high. I don't think it's as scary as Axia. 70! Oh, those jumpers are bigger than they look. Maybe a bit scary for sure. What about Axia? 87 base attack on Axia? That's absolutely bonkers. That's crazy. Also level 38, so good. 24 for Gabite, 48 for Garchomp. What about Gabite? 90 base attack, 82 base speed. This thing is actually very useful. You can run early Gible in Platinum, and it actually works. Might be a bit of an annoying ordeal to get it to 24. Gible is more than usable. 410 BST, similar spread to Eradicate. And then gets to evolve one of the best Pokemon in the game. Pretty good. I'd say we can be a little bit bold and fight Gible with a melee weapon. We can play around because it's not as fast. I'm gonna say Gabite potentially with a ranged weapon. The speed is not that insane. Garchomp, absolutely not. And Spiritomb has no weaknesses. You need to employ special fairies. Kick the baby! You're gonna be kicking this baby a lot, but it's extremely slow. You will be fine. Rialo, kinda like Rialo. It's a little dog. You don't want to kick the little dog. What about Lucario? I kinda like Lucario, but we're fighting Lucario because of the fucking forest, of course. Steel fighting, it's really good typing, both defensively and offensively. Stats are actually really good, more than fast enough. Good offensive, both attacking and special. It has insane coverage. God, Medichan wishes it was this guy. And of course, Aerosphere. Can you run away from the Aerosphere? No. I'm not gonna say you're weak to fighting type necessarily, especially if we're talking about aura and whatnot. But it's gonna get you. NVP move. Cannot miss. Good special attack. I don't think you want to fight this guy. I think you want to call the military and tell them, just tell them, oh, the force are getting here. I'm gonna need some help. Hippopotamus, how is your stats again? 72 attack, 78 defense, 32 speed. Goes with the Thunder Stream, which could eventually be a problem. I'm gonna be bold, I'm gonna say melee is probably good enough. What about the Hippowdon? Similar situation to Torterra, but Thunder Stream. I think it might win the Battle of Attrition. But Torterra has synthesis. Maybe there should be no smash. Both of them. I convinced myself. Scroopy! It's a bug. It's still a poison type. Yeah, don't want to fuck around too much with this thing. Probably into melee. With a shield. What about Drapion? Really high stats. More than 5 hands with BST. Very impressive. Very good defensive typing. Poison and Dark. It's okay defensively because Dark is good. Poison is just whatever. I mean, you can get some grass types, I guess. Eventually you get some fairies, which is useful. You have a problem. This thing is more than fast enough to get you. This thing is tanky, and this thing is real scary. Because it may be more tanky than normal with battle armor. No crits for you. So it can probably tank the hits and get you and destroy you. Or it may be a sniper. Might get you with the high crit move and probably just kill you in the spot. You probably don't want to fight this thing either. That poison is really scary, to be fair. Krogunk. Interesting typing, poison fighting. Don't think base Krogunk is that scary, I'm gonna say melee. Darkstalker, not as powerful as you think, somewhat on the slower side, only 85, it seems way faster than that. You would think more than 90. It has poison moves, it has ground moves, it has range moves. If it gets you, you're probably in trouble. And if it's raining, it's healing. I'm gonna say no smash. Carnivine. Looks really scary because of the tentacles and the big mouth. Stats are actually kinda jank. It's levitating. It's probably fine. It's spinning aluminium. I'm gonna say melee because they're fish, so you probably want to harp on them. Aluminium is insanely bad. Insanely bad. Luminium, evolving at level 31, and you get the 460 BST Pokemon, 91 speed, 86 special defense, 76 defense, and then 69 HP, attack, and special attack. Storm Dream is good, but I think you rather use Gastrodon. Split Swim is whatever, Water Veil, yeah, you're not dealing damage anyway. What about the moves? I would say it's a very good candidate for setting rain early. It gets rain dance at level 13, which is rather impressive. So that's good. It gets gassed for some reason. It gets U-turn Silverwind. It gets bounce. There's some stuff there, and there's some moves. Problems that the stats are not there. Psybeam as an egg move. Tickle and Charm as egg moves. You might consider those. Knowledge Flash. Clearly Knowledge Flash. Ice Beam is good. You eventually get the Fog as an HM, which might be usable to get rid of traps? I don't know. You can probably do something with this. In general, I would say rather unimpressive. You can probably just harp on it. Mantike, probably the same. I don't think Mantike needs a baby. Just give it an evolution. Ah. I think that's a really strange condition for evolving. It has to level up with the Remoraid in the party. In some games it doesn't work properly. I think in the Triana months. Instead of Remoraid, it got changed for some reason. And instead you need I think it's a Voltorb. Think of that what you will. There are strange stuff. But hey, as long as it works. I mean, I don't dislike Mantine. I think Mantine is okay as a single stage. He doesn't need a baby. He doesn't need a baby. Most babies are pretty much, but why? I do agree that maybe Elekid and Smoochum are good babies, because Electabuzz, Magmar, and Jinx are pretty good. But the problem is that you don't deploy them properly. In Crystal you can get them early with the odd egg, which sure, it's good. Could be good. Could be shiny, easy shiny, potentially. But you can just get Magmar at level 13 in the Burn Tower anyway. Still having to level up Magby to 30. You will eventually... I think it's likely that you might catch Jinx before evolving his Mushroom in the ice path. Just give me the babies early so we can actually appreciate them. And I'm gonna be honest, Anakin and Magby are pretty legit stats wise. Way better than you think. And they just evolved level 30, which is not that late. If we go to Elegate, we see 95 base speed, 63 attack, 65 special attack. Wow, this thing is going really fast. It's really gonna attack first, and it's gonna deal some good damage in the early game. It should be able to get some decent moves. Low kick, Thunder Shock, Swift, Shockwave. You're leveling thing with these moves? Yeah, that's good. Eventually you will get stuff like Thunder Punch and Discharge, which are obviously better. But it's good. Egg moves. What about Fire and Ice Punch? That is good. What about Grass Chop? That is good. You could even consider Meditate for setup if you wanted. Very good shit. And Magby is very similar to that. 83 speed, more than fast enough. You're faster than Gyarados. 75 attack, 70 special attack. Early game, chances are you're going first, and chances are you're gonna be dealing very good damage. Where are the babies? Just give them to me. This was a very good game, by the way. To give you the babies early, you could have had some sort of event in the training school, for example, or they could be available in some sort of event somewhat early, and you would appreciate them, and they would evolve, and you could see the Gen 4 evolutions. Where are they? Where are they? Maybe no wise, not as good. Not in this game at least. Faint attack, it's good coverage. Fire punch eventually, it's good. You're gonna be using Ember for a long time. You get Lava Bloom, which is good. Brand Trouble, which is good. Brush Chop, Thunder Punch, Mach Punch, very interesting. You can learn Psychic as a TM, which is really good. Really good coverage for this guy. It's good. It's good. Eventually, if you go to, I think it's just Gen 5. Now you get the Flame Burst, which is not horrible. Ah, it's black and white too. You get the Clear Smog, a level 19. 50 base power, Poison move, special, never misses, resets, stat changes. Not bad, not bad. If you had access to these guys, you would probably use them, but you can't. Are you kidding me? Okay, Magby, where are you? Route 127 and start mounting. So you can get Magby eventually at level 50. Wow, very nice. Oh, no, it's a special encounter with Lift Ring and GPS slot. It's only level 22, it's still post-game. Start mounting is the location for Heatring. Why? Just get them early. Maybe you should have Anakin as a rare encounter in the Wind Place. I'll be okay with that. Maybe even potentially a Honey Tree encounter. I would be okay with that. And Magby, an early encounter in Fuego Ironworks. Let me go there early, even if it's just for a small patch of grass, and I could get into the complex later with actual reserve. You would use them, for sure. That's my baby rant, by the way. What about the Snubber in Alabama Snow? I think a Snubber is not impressive, probably Mail is fine. Alabama Snow, better stats, Snow Warning, Blizzard. I'm gonna say it's about the same as Ipalan, probably no smash. What about Weavile? Another speedster with good offensive moves, good offensive typing, no smash. What about Magnusson? It's a steel type, it's more than fast enough, very good offensive, no smash. What about Licky Licky? Not as good as you think. Not as good as you think. If I had to the 15 BST, I mean, it's not unusable. I guess it's actually not that bad. The thing is that the best stats are defensive. Offensively, 85 attack, 80 special attack. It's okay. It's probably tanky now that you wanna fight this guy for too long. How's the speed looking? 50. You might be able to outrang and Rhyperior. Similar to others like Bastion and Bronsong. They're scary offensive too. Could rock blast your ass. What about tank growth? Tapping is not as good, but if you have Torterra here, if you have a Bombasna here, I think it makes sense. More than tank enough. If they get you with the Power Whip, you're probably out. What about Elective Iron and Magmortar? More than fast enough. Good offensive. They have range moves. They're probably gonna get your ass. Similar to Darkest too. Streamer speed, Aura Sphere. My goodness, the thing is rather powerful. We're starting to see the power creep here. Not a lot of stuff we can just find normally anymore. Hey, Mega, it's fast and can probably get you. So probably not as much. There's a potential range there, but I think you can deal more than enough damage with your Flash to actually get you. Leafing Glacian. Actually, I don't think the Leafing is that impressive. Aren't you one of the slow evolutions? Oh. Okay, alright. Now, 95 speed. 1 tank attack, 130 defense. He comes with synthesis, so he might be able to heal the damage and get to you. Leaf Blade, you're out. Sword Dance, Leaf Blade, my goodness. The Sword Saint, probably no smash. Glacian, Ice type, a bit scary. Very good. A special attack on top of that. Gliscor, very tanky. And on top of that, the Earthquake. Mamswine, pretty similar to Hypodon with better speed and better offensive typing. It's gonna get you. Very good thing, I'm gonna say this is still virtual, so House Smash. Right? Gallade would like to go toe-to-toe with the sword fight here. I do think that Gallade may be also a little bit dangerous. Similar spot to Toxic World potentially. Fast enough, defensive is good. Shadow Sneak, are you running away? Difficult. Propass, same thing as Bastion, way too tanky. Another more ghosts. How do you deal with these guys? Don't think you can. And then we have the Adventure Leader, which I think most of them are just House Smash because they're meant to have special powers, right? Maybe not so much the Fairies, which are just psychic types, but Lord of Time, Lord of Space, Molten Demon, a Titan, Satan, the Lord of the Moon with healing powers, the Lord of the Ocean. I think that's Fiona actually. Lord of the Ocean and its Gale, the Lord of Niners, a weird Grouse Hedgehog, and the Creation God. Yes! Yeah, it's kind of a difficult to deal with those guys, right? I think it makes sense. These are starting to become really difficult. And, as we can see here, a lot of new evolutions that are really scary. Because they're meant above former single stage ones, which were okay. But they're now really powerful. And you might not want to see those. Which makes sense. Which makes sense. We see some origins here which are still pretty good. Obama, Lucario, Drapion, Hypodon, of course. If anything is surprising how we can get some fully evolved with just range weapons like Rumpardos, Vespiquen, or Licky Licky. They're interesting stuff here, for sure. I don't think we're doing as great anymore. Might become in front going forward. We'll see, we need to go even further beyond eventually. But we're still trying our best. We're still training, we're still trying to become stronger. But this shit is difficult, man. This shit is difficult. Some of these things are really, really powerful. I don't think we'll see fairy types necessarily in House Smash, right? Something like Gorgeous. Sure, it's still a fucking flower. You're punching the flower many times. Hey, special defense, but yeah, I don't think so much physical one. We'll eventually get there. Eventually, maybe, potentially. I will also mention that a lot of these evolutions are really cool. Kinda wish they were in the game, though. So annoying. That's why people play Platinum. You can actually use most of these. They're actually in the game. Only 5 megas here. Not many new stuff, I guess. Where's my Mega Floatzel? Where's my Mega Starters, by the way? They're missing Mega still. What the hell? Not like this. Not like this. I don't know how big the Gen 5 Pokédex is. It has to be somewhat chunky, because you don't get all the options. Let me see here on the side really fast. Lucky wait. Yeah, there's a good variety. Oh, there are many Steel and Ghost types too. Some evolutions are really scary. Maybe we'll deal with Sandal. Have you seen Crocodile? Well, it has seen you run through Snow Escape. You see a lot of power creep in Gen 5 in general. We mentioned this several times before. But it's meant to be some sort of parallel to Gen 1. And, I mean, would you rather have Conkeldurr or Machamp? Shit, I don't know. I think Conkeldurr's League is better than Machamp. Very scary, not really fast, but who cares? Get Guts, Sheer Force, or Iron Fist. All of them are good. You still get Bullet Punch? You get Mach Punch. You get a move Mach Punch, which is really scary. You can level up Astonage, because of course you can. Very impressive offensively. There's some dots here and there, like Watcher. You wish you were Raticate, but you're not. This strike is fine. Amphassant doesn't get any moves. Mono Musharna, pretty whatever. Livani, I like Livani, but Buggrass, you're dying. Scolipede is pretty good. Gets way better in Gen 6, but still. Whimsicott became a pretty good support. Lilligant is fine. Basculing is better than people give it credit for. Adaptability Aquajet, the damage is there. Critical and Dormani take massive damage from them, and they're more than fast enough. Maractus, Grass type. Frazzle, be whatever without Shell Smash, but still. Crafty, still pretty good. Sigilyph, still pretty good. Fargus, pretty tanky. Caracasta, I don't really care. Archeops, pretty good. Until you're below 50% HP. Garbodor, who cares? It's tanky, sure. Zoroark, I just don't like it. It's not that bad, I just don't like it. Chino Chinchino, pretty cute. Skin Link is usable. Gothel, slow but effective. Ridiculous slow but so fucking monster. Suarez, okay. Vanillux. Mono Eyes. Science of this species. Suswick I like, I think it's good. Normal Grass, some cool coverage. Malga, it's a bigger alone but it flies. Cavalier's absolutely bonkers. It's really slow. But fret not, it's gonna attack and it's probably going to kill. And you get Sword Dance if that doesn't happen. So you will be okay. Amogus is whatever, it's okay. I think it gets Spore, so it's probably good. Water Ghost Jellicent, it's cool. Alomamol, it's massive HP. Galvantula is pretty good. Ferrothorn has been a thorn in the sight of many people competitively. Pretty good. Klinklang, nothing is that bad. Monsteel is a bit strange, but you get electric coverage. Elytras, the slower side, you wish you were better. But kind of your gimmick was co-opted by Haxorus, which is fantastic. Airgun Behemoth, the stats are not horrible. It is slow, you don't get any moves. Chandler's fantastic. More than fast enough. Insane special attack. Good defensive typing. Axorus, once again, staple. Bertic, why did you get Swift Stream? And eventually Slash Rush? Well, who knows. Predator's loud, damage is probably there. Cryogonal, probably better than you think it is. Got buffed. Got buffed. Levitate, Ice type with good special stats, okay? Icelgor, it's fast, doesn't get any moves. Special attack is whatever, but sure. Stamfist, I don't like. Minshao, you would probably use another fighting type. It's not bad, it's really fast. People, I'm saying it's being used with fake out and whatnot, it's okay. Strategon looks really weird. I do kinda like it because it's on the wicked side for dragons. Very slow. Golok is cool, Bishop is cool, Buffalant's whatever. Tankier than Taurus, but very slow. Brevier is really nice. You kinda wish it was in the game. Why do you evolve on level 54? I have no idea. If you're playing white too, you can get one a special encounter in Route 4. It's level 35, which is cool. Cool. On Mondays. Only way to. Yeah, we'll probably use it because it's good. Mandibus, good tank, I don't care. Heatmore, who cares? It's too late, run way better than it seems. Like, still a little bit suspicious, but the stats are there. Dragon, pretty decent. You kinda wish it was possible to reach level 64 in the game. Volcrona, pretty cool. You kinda wish it was possible to reach level 59 in the game. And then the lasers, which are okay. Some of the designs are a little bit strange. I still don't know how to feel about the Kami. I think they're okay. They're not weak. I don't know how to feel about these short goats. I like Ibaraki. Kawani has good typing, but the stats are not there. The racing is okay, I guess. Keldeo is good when it becomes resolute. They're strange stuff overall, I would say. But maybe that's just me, as we've seen him really old. I'm really old, so I'm gonna complain like the old man I am. Blame me if you must. Oh man. I've been yapping about this for almost an hour already. It's kinda crazy. We can try out the different test this time. This one kinda viral. 2 to 3 weeks ago. I haven't done anything like this before, so I think it could be somewhat interesting. We had the chat walk values. You can't find that the chattiest of them all here, and the one that's the chattiest is Emperor Hirohito. What do they mean by this? Very strange, very strange. I think the questions are gonna be way too on the nose, but I think it might be fun. 70 questions. Let's see. 100% with a series of statements. Which one? Click the button with your opinion on it. Shuffled or unshuffled? I don't think it matters. Let's go with unshuffled. I haven't seen this thing before. It is more for a country to invade and slash or claim another land for resources. It depends. Gotta be honest, I think it depends on the country. I think it depends on the country. Because we could say, but war is bad. Sure, war is bad. That is true. We can say that war is probably bad. However, not every war is necessarily bad. Some of them are about defense, of course, which makes sense. And sometimes the resources, you have to wonder, if they're not using the resources, is it fair to take them? I'm not sure. I can actually go both ways here. It's a bit difficult. Do you go neutral? We may go neutral. I want to say neutral to too many things. Many of the colonists benefited from colonialism. Strongly agree. I would say they benefited maybe too much. Tell me, which country that was colonized by European powers was better after being decolonized? The US, okay? Canada, maybe potentially? Australia, maybe potentially? New Zealand, maybe potentially. Wow, still Western countries. The other ones? I don't think they're doing that great anymore. They're still a massive money drain, though. Strongly agree. People should be treated equally regardless of race, gender, or creed. I was about to say something really silly. I mostly agree. Because I don't think... race and gender, who the fuck cares? But there are creeds that are not the same as the others. And I don't think we should have to deal with them necessarily. Race or scientific reality. If I speak, I'm in trouble, but this is pretty obviously true. There are obviously genetic differences between people from different locations, right? If you're, let's say, a traditional German European, in Germanoid, you're gonna be wildly different from a Japanese person, and that's fine. I know that you're not meant to say this, because suddenly, but the race realism, the eugenics, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But you understand that eventually, that will happen. Strongly agree. There's racial inequality in society that disadvantages certain groups, and we should address it. It's not because of race. Gonna be honest, it's not because of race. There are differences because of race, but it's not that some races are treated worse because you happen to be black or you happen to be brown. It's actually illegal. Many of the problems that you see as racial inequality is just being extremely shallow. It's problems about culture, and I would say that most racial problems are actually about culture, but I'm just taking the questions here about face value. Mainly about culture and quote-unquote class. I'm saying this as a case system or anything like that, but sure, people that live in marginal locations, which usually have less money, are more prone to commit crimes. There's still some crime inequality that's not being addressed just with money. I'm gonna say that's culture. I'm gonna say strongly disagree. I support reparations for slavery and /or colonialism. Now, as we said, colonialism was built for them. We gave them culture, religion, infrastructure, writing, languages, technology. If we're meant to think that is bad, I can think that is bad for different reasons. Now, also, some of these countries have taken so much money, it's not even funny. How many trillions have we wasted on Africa? Way too many. Countries such as the US and Australia should give a portion of land, particularly important sites and lands, and written treaties back to indigenous people. Okay, hold up. This is a lot of information. Are these lands already written treaties? If that is the case, yes, of course, absolutely. If not, no, fuck you, right? I'm gonna say slightly agree because of that caveat. Or maybe I should say, hell disagree. Okay, I guess you can Google that up, right? It's just information. Does the US have treaties to give land to natives? And I'm pretty sure that's already a thing in the US. The US government entered into hundreds of treaties with native nations that established boundaries for tribal lands. However, these agreements were permanent mechanisms to acquire vast expanses of indigenous land for white settlement. In exchange, tribes were often confined to smaller reservations or relocated. That seems a little bit too woke to me. What about Australia? Historically, Australia was the only major Commonwealth nation that did not sign treaties with its indigenous people when colonized. Relying instead on the false legal doctrine of terra nullius, nobody's land. However, rather than treaties, Australia has strictly used land rights laws to return land to First Nations. Okay, since they're giving me Australia as an example, and they don't have treaties, I am assuming these treaties don't exist yet. Therefore, fuck you. Get better warfare. Fundamentally, our society is sexist and patriarchal, and this is a bad thing. Now, there's an obvious difference between sexes, and that is pretty obvious. Men and women are different. Extremely hot take, I'm gonna get cancelled, I know. But that doesn't mean it puts men above women, which is the implication with the patriarchal world. I would say it's actually the opposite. It's more often than not that women get benefits from society. It's true, especially nowadays, okay? Especially nowadays. And you will say, but what about crime? But sure, women get paid. Trust me, I have social media. I'm seeing a little bit of the Rupert Law thing in the UK. That doesn't mean it's legal. The UK is a really bad example, okay? Because apparently in the UK, it could be legal if you're Pakistani. God fucking damn it. In theory, it's illegal, in theory it's wrong, and is seen as a very bad crime. I understand that, legally speaking, sometimes it may be difficult to actually demonstrate it, but that's a human limitation, not law not being harsh enough with these crimes. Men are good at some things, women are good at some other things, and that's fine. We shouldn't try to be the same, we should try to complement each other. I'm gonna say strongly disagree. Abortion should be legal in all circumstances. Not in all circumstances. I'm not the Christian Bible-thumping pro-life, but you have to admit that many abortions are just whatever reasoning. We may say, oh, but what about rape? We may say, oh, but what about health problems and whatnot, especially for the mother. Extremely rare, it happens, I think it's fair. But more than 95% is just elective, whatever reason. And you see this narrative all the time on social media. It drives me fucking nuts, by the way. But consenting to sex is not consenting to getting pregnant. These people are barely human, okay? Didn't understand causality. If you have sex, it doesn't matter the amount of protection that you use. It might fail and you might get pregnant. And I'm saying this mainly to women. You're the one that's gonna get pregnant, not the guy. If you're fucking around with very deplorable people, or very deplorable men, yeah, you're gonna suffer the negative consequences of your stupid actions. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The best way to not get pregnant? Don't have sex. Oh, what a hot take. I'm gonna say just disagree because I think it may be justified. We can go into the eugenics talk, but that's really a big of a swamp. Gender is a social construct, not a natural state of affairs. If that was true, if this new concept of gender, we're getting extremely spicy today. Am I getting cancelled? Finally. If gender is truly a social construct, why is it related to gender? Why is the term gender dysphoria and body dysmorphia and want to look like the opposite sex? If gender is a social construct, why does it differ from personality traits? And you have to legislate with this in mind. It's not. They will tell you it's a social construct, but it's actually the opposite. Once again, people not understanding causality. In this case, they're using inverse causality. I guess the music stopped and it didn't loop it. Hold up. It did. Do we jump to something else? Or Mystery Dungeon. Oh, shit. What? No, what? What did I do? I was trying to loop it. What happened? There we go. It was not loading properly. Not the menu. That's crazy. That's a new one. That's a new one to me. Okay, these people will tell you that gender is some sort of social mandate, but that's not how it works. It's not that society is some sort of very powerful god that can do many things and force people to do things. No, society is just the unspoken relationships that humans have with other humans. You see, quote-unquote gender relations or traditional gender roles as something imposed by society, but no, it's because you have those gender roles that you have modern society. Why do men and women have different gender roles? Because that's an evolutionary advantage. The most people, they go through those roles, traditionally speaking. Modern society is very different, I will agree. Modern society, you would even say there's no way to win. I don't want to doomer that way, but you can make the argument. It always gives you the best results. That's what humanity is. What gives you the best results? That's an evolutionary advantage. That's a trait that's gonna be passed down to your kids, to your grandkids, and to everybody else that comes after them. It's not backwards. It's human biology and survivability that creates gender roles, and then all of the relations shape society, not the other way around. And I'm not even going into mental health here, okay? Strongly disagree, because you also see this in nature, fun enough. How many genders are there? Only 2, at least 3. Don't play games with me, kid. They'll lead for more. I don't like any of these options. Kinda like this answer. Don't play games with me, kid. Sounds like something I would say, but only 2. They will say, but what about these societies? Did you know that sometimes when they tell you about these very strange genders in Native Americans, it's actually not real? Quite literally the definition of it was shown to being a dream. Very funny. There's gender people or the gender they say they are. If I would agree with gender ideology, strongly agree. But no. No. I should have a position of power over women in society. I strongly disagree. I don't even think this is actually happening. You will see many politicians, many CEOs, many people in positions of power being men. It's not because they happen to be men. Oh, I'm a guy, so I just happen to be a boss. No. It's because it's male traits usually make good leaders. You need to have a lot of drive, you need to have a lot of ambition, you need to be able to sacrifice a lot of stuff, and that is not that common in women. Of course, some women have it. I'm still gonna say I strongly disagree. Call me wonk if you must. Gender should be abolished. I know what they mean by this. I agree with this, but we mean completely different things. The new concept of gender should be abolished. It's not helpful. It's just a whatever thing. I'm gonna say I strongly disagree. New pronouns or xenogenders are legitimate. Those xenomorphs are going after my ass. It doesn't make any sense, especially when we talk about, xenogenders just, xenogenders. It's just whatever, look at me, I'm so special, but neopronouns is just hilarious. These are my pronouns. Frog self, fairy self, cat self. You fucking idiot, that's not a pronoun. That's a noun. What are you even talking about? Not legitimate. The family should be abolished. Now, it's the smallest tribe you can have, it's your family. And humans are tribalistic. And you can see nowadays what happens when you try to abolish the family. Not good. And I say that for being extremely individualistic and not really family man. Oh, family is the most important unit in society? Family or individual? I wonder. It's extremely important. I'm gonna say, at least, agree with that. Parents should hold absolute power over their children as they're older or more experienced. Isn't that what happens? That's why you need the parents' consent to do many things with the kids. I think that's correct. I understand that some parents are bad, but maybe they should also be punished. Borders and nation states should be abolished. Get out of here with this globalistic bullshit. Deportation is legitimate, even if no crime other than overstaying a visa has been committed. Other than, it's still a crime. So yes, I mean, if you shouldn't be in the country, you should be deported to your country. Strongly agree. You should keep all sovereignty at the national level, rather than granting powers to organizations like the EU or the UN. Yes. Something I hate a lot about the EU, and I know this would happen even without the EU, because current governments are just absolute ass, is that these super organizations, I guess, can hold power over countries. But why do I have me as a sovereign country? Let the EU or the UN tell me what I need to do for my country. Absolutely not. We should keep sovereignty. It states right to enforce unity of culture and language. I know people might disagree with me because, unity of culture, but culture needs to evolve. Yes, what about language? This might come as a surprise for Americans, because I know that English being officially recognized as the language of the US is something new. We understood that English was the de facto language of the US, but officially something new. This is truly normal. in countries, okay? If you go to an European country, you will see they have one or several official languages. For example, Switzerland, they have German, French, Italian, I don't know if they have also English. A lot of stuff, which makes sense. It's a way to ensure that the state, build the state, having its culture and its language. I think it makes sense. I know that with culture can always evolve and can always improve. I'm only gonna say I agree. Knowing it's illegal on your stolen land, get the fuck out of here. The presence of another culture is no threat to my own. It really depends. Need to blow my nose. Give me a second. Here you might be thinking, okay, we talked about Chinese people before. I would say in general Chinese people don't give you a lot of trouble. They may have their businesses and whatnot. They tend to speak Chinese between each other. Fine, it's fine. They tend to adapt to the cultures, they still have their own. It's not a big deal. However, they tend to adapt. If you bring Chinese people here, they will usually adapt. There are some Chinatowns here and there, so it might not be the best example. If you bring a Japanese person here, they would try to adapt. Of course, they will hold some of their cultural values still important to them. I think that's very human, not actually criticizing them. For example, if I were to go to Japan, I would try to respect and immerse myself into the culture as much as I could. Even though I think I'm a really bad fit for Japanese culture. I'm too much of an annoying fucking rebel. And if I'm gonna be annoying, I should be in my own country at least. But that's not having two cultures trying to coexist with each other. Cultures cannot coexist with each other. And we can see that in the West. Wasn't Canada that wanted to put June as some sort of official Somalian Heritage Month or something like that? What do you mean Somalian? What are you talking about? See, Somalis are very important for Minnesota. Other Lyric centers? No, they cannot coexist. And even back then, when you had Irish immigration to the US, Italian immigration to the US, that caused a lot of trouble. There was a lot of violence, there was, I mean, the Italian mob was pretty famous, you know? They cannot coexist. Eventually, they might become a single culture. It cannot happen with most cultures. Can I say disagree? Homosexuality is against my values. That's not really a loaded question. I don't know what it means. I mean, I think it's clear I'm not gay. Do I mind that we have gay people around? Not really. But of course I have problems when they tell you, okay, but we should have kids in Pride. No. And we should have, how do you call it? Kink in Pride. Okay, alright. You cannot say both things at the same time. You shouldn't be prancing around enacting sexual acts in public. No matter who you are, okay? It's not because you're gay. It's because you're a sex pest. I would say it's against my values, though I do find them really annoying. We shouldn't expose children to gay or transgender people until they're older. Depends on the context, right? If our little Timmy happens to have two dads or two moms, I mean, who cares, right? It's not a big deal. It's not something we should censor. But there's a lot of really charged sexual stuff. I've also read some stuff at some point about quote-unquote gay culture. I never say that with. It's a bit shame. A big shame. Because I thought it was really interesting. And he was written by a gay guy, okay? He was talking about his experiences with gay socialization. It was rather interesting how him as a young teenager, being, I don't know, 14, 15, he was going to all these places to just to get fucked by whatever males, whatever other gays, while people his age were just going to school and getting a little bit giggity because I have a crush. I like Erica a lot. Why did you say Erica? I don't know. I think I'm still thinking of Pokemon games. Don't mind. It's a fine name. It's a fine name. It's not because of the song, okay? I don't think the song is bad or anything like that either. And we're talking about one literal pedophilia, because that guy was 14, 15, 16, and the guys were much older, 30, 40, 50 plus. That's very strange. I'm not saying that every single gay is like that, right? Everybody appreciates normal people. You happen to be gay, you go about your life, it's fine, nobody cares. I would be annoyed the same, right? So people understand properly here, it's just because they're gay. No. If I saw people, just normal straight guys, be like, oh yeah, I've been fucking all this weekend with so many women, we were doing this and that, that is still disgusting, okay? Thankfully I don't know anybody that does that. Kind of funny that the most liberal, when talking about sexual stuff, is our DI gay guy here. Very funny. Very funny. And he knows. He shouldn't be talking about that. Because he knows. I get mad. And he knows. I want to punch him in the nose. But he keeps doing that. I do think that may be also fetish. Very disgusting stuff. To be fair, some other members of the group might be making too many questions, okay? So I cannot blame completely the guy. But this shit here, it's either, we're talking about either a mental issue or a sexual issue. I'm gonna say slightly agree. If you're a normal gay guy or lesbian or whatever, who cares? There are too many weirdos, okay? It's because of compounding factors. And also there are certain universal rights. To some extent. Yeah, I guess to some extent that is true. Of course, I wouldn't value animals the same as fellow humans. I don't value every single human the same as fellow animals, but still. When we talk about, for example, farms, animal farms, not the movie. How the animals, the pigs, the chickens, the cows, they get mistreated. Of course that is wrong. You can treat them better, and I don't think that's already happening. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't allow animal farming, because it's very useful. They produce really good food. I would seriously agree, more so on pets. I don't like when people abandon pets, it's really annoying. It pisses me off a lot. When you see the accusations, look at these abandoned dogs. It's because of the hunters. You're a fucking idiot if you think that. I haven't met any single hunter. I think I mentioned this before. The hunter at home was my father, and he had some friends, of course. They love their animals, and they may be rough when training them, sure, whatever, but they need to follow the orders properly if you're out hunting. If not, they might get injured, especially if you go against something bigger like a boar. Boars are really scary, on top of that. They value their animals a lot, they are treated extremely well. You wouldn't believe the kind of things I've seen here, sometimes, okay? Not in a negative way, but sometimes it seemed like my father cared more about the dogs than his kids. He was a very special man, what can you say? A hunter wouldn't do that, because it's a massive cost to get a dog, a proper dog. Not every single breed works either. And to train it properly, it might take you years to get the animal properly trained. You're gonna leave them out? Absolutely not. It's usually other competitions like racing. I'm gonna say solid agree still. Don't get me wrong, it's so delicious now. The death penalty should exist for certain crimes. I used to be against death penalty. Each day that passes by, I agree more with death penalty. It shouldn't be the first penalty, but when you see people committing the worst crimes over and over and over again, you had to be that guy and say, okay, alright, no more 250,000 women raped in the UK. Death penalty. And not only the perpetrators, okay? Strongly agree. Strong hierarchy is desirable in a society. Okay, the music is a tad too loud. Let me lower it a little bit. I'm not against hierarchy. I do think there is some value in it, but it shouldn't be strict. I do like the American dream. I think at the end of the day, if you value freedom, you feel a little bit American, even if you're never set foot in the country. But the American dream is really appealing, right? I say this is a filthy European. Being able to just improve and be better off, be successful if you have a good idea and you work hard, that is really appealing. I would say to humanity in general. Oh, shit, I need to clean my nails. I hope I can do that tomorrow. I'd rather do that after showering. I don't think we have water yet. It's been about 6 hours. Oh, brother. Hey, it's a big outage. Didn't like to say that. However, that doesn't mean the classes exist, right? Low class, middle class, high class in general, which is mostly economic. But there's another hierarchy that's somewhat desirable, which might feel a little bit too Greek in nature. I haven't read about ancient Greece in a long time. If I got this interested in politics back when I was in middle school, I would have led a very different life, I bet. I don't know if it's better. Ah, jeez, would it be a corrupt politician? Or would it be a killed politician? Who knows? And that's a hierarchy of skill/intelligence. I do think the most skilled people should be at the top, and less skilled people should be at the bottom. Not because I'm not valuing low skilled people. It's because low skilled people at the top are gonna make many mistakes. Is this about current politicians? Potentially, it's about current many things. I would say mostly tech. You need the skilled people at the top so they can employ properly the lower skilled people to get good outcomes. It's not a strong hierarchy. I think I would agree to some extent. Not everybody is literally the same. Cambril. I'm fine with police and government forces using violence against unarmed civilians. What kind of violence? What are the civilians doing? Blanket violence against civilians? Of course not. If the civilians are trying to attack the police when they are trying to do their jobs, I guess so. Not insane violence, do not kill them, right? But just apprehend them. I will say slightly disagree. There are some caveats here, there are some exceptions. We should have programs that support diversity, equity, and inclusion in business and government. Yeah, if you've been here long enough, you know I quite dislike all of this. Because it's trying to force something that completely clashes what I just said about hierarchy, right? It's not high-skilled people at the top, which makes sense. They have high skills, they may have high experience. They are the better candidates for the job. It's quite literally the opposite. We've seen time and time again with game companies, especially Ubisoft. But we're so diverse. Who the fuck cares about diversity if every single game's release is fucking ass and it doesn't sell? How's Ubisoft doing nowadays? Yeah, about that. I strongly agree. And as we've seen before, this doesn't even work. Very funny. Is it acceptable to make fun of someone based on their appearance? Yes. I think it's acceptable. I'm not saying it's nice. It is acceptable. It's not something they can control, I know. But you should be able to also fire back at them. Acceptable to make fun of someone based on their identity? Yes. Is it acceptable to make fun of generalized groups? Yes. I think it's particularly offensive for people to say slurs. I'm gonna clash a lot with Americans on this one. I've seen many Americans saying, oh, but you know, I used to be able to say slurs in contexts where it's not offensive, like when singing a song or quoting somebody. I just don't think slurs are that big of a deal. I just think that every single person should be able to say whatever slur they want. And my reasoning is as follows. I can explain it. For example, the dreaded N-word. In theory, non-blacks cannot say it because they're trying to remove the stigma from it. They are not doing that. If they're gonna get extremely empathy and sometimes extremely violent to some points using a stab person saying the N-word after the fact to get the stabber free, it becomes a spell, it becomes a power word, it becomes a kotodama. I like the Japanese term, what can you say? I'm a fucking nerd, you know me. You're not removing the stigma. You're increasing the stigma. You're giving the word more power. Because now the word has more limitations. If only black people can say it, and they just go absolutely bonkers, if I said it, the word has more power now. You played yourself. How do we know this? Some people may be younger, some people may not have been on the early days of YouTube. I was in the early days of YouTube. Some people might be familiar with the name Ray William Johnson. He was one of the biggest YouTubers back then. He did vlogs and some sort of stuff. Back then, he was just saying the N-word. Not hard R, okay? He was just saying the N-word in the videos because everybody said it. But he was censored. Fuck. How things have changed in 15 to 20 years. That's applicable to the N-word and whatever slur you want. I don't think it should be offensive at all. But it's for the purpose of offending people. I can still offend you without using any spells, okay? I'm not a spellcaster, I'm a barbarian. Strongly disagree. I don't think it's helpful. Tell somebody to kill themselves because it's lying? Yes, the TOS lying. Sadly. Back then, you could just do this. I'm gonna slightly disagree there. Some people might not be completely right in their minds, and they may commit something they shouldn't, but that is not on me. Online harassment and cancellation is a serious issue. Funny enough, I strongly agree. It's becoming better, partially because of Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter, formerly X, or I mean X, formerly Twitter, however you want to call it. But this has been a huge fucking problem for a long time. And look, I'm not a fan of Nick Fuentes, okay? How do they call him? The gay Mexican cowboy? Not a big fan of the guy. I think he might be funny at some points. Not a big fan of the guy. But you had to say, the guy was completely cancelled. Not having access to banking. That shouldn't happen. Just because what? He criticizes the Jews? I mean, there's another article that we should cover on Saturday, which... Whew, really spicy. Really spicy. It is a serious issue. Just because you say things you don't like, why are you trying to get me fired, you piece of shit? People describe me as judgmental, racist, neither of this. I could say potentially both. I would say most people will describe me as a racist than judgmental, even though I'm actually judgmental. But it's because of the way I express myself. I think I'm more racist than judgmental. Woman only, not a woman. Men only. Oh shit, they're gonna get me here. Are they gonna put me as more woke because I have long hair? It's not fair, okay? It's not fair. I have long hair. I started growing my hair the last year of elementary school. Never cut it back. I trim it sometimes, but still. Where's the butt? Longer than butt. It's no longer than butt. It's never... It's been once. Longer than butt during COVID. I was about to get my yearly trimming at my sister's, and suddenly, shit, you're gonna go aside for what, 3 months? So I just waited. I think I trimmed it in November. It should have been mid-March. Okay, let me check. Let me check my hair. How is it right now? I think it's it's lower than mid-back. Where's the butt? I guess It's between mid, back, and waist, really. I'm gonna say this one. Women only, not a woman. Men only. I have Mambang, shape size, short to mid and top. It's a ponytail. It's a ponytail. Okay, alright. It's not fair. It's not fair, okay? Recently, I've been tying my hair a lot in a low bun, which is actually just a half low ponytail. Just because my back tends to get sweaty, especially when I exercise. It's just easier during the summer. I don't think it quite qualifies as a mom bun. It should be the short bun on the top, right? Let me look that up. Then show me asses. Nah, not really. It doesn't even look similar. It's not even that high. I guess I have to say none of this. Being only, I have no women friends. Women friends but only online. One woman friend in real life. Multiple women friends in real life. It's a good question, actually. How many friends do I have? I do have some friends, for sure. I do have some friends. But they're mostly male. Would you consider some of the women you know friends? Maybe? I think it's stealing a little bit. Because it's the wife of one of my friends. One of my friends got married. We got the first marriage in the friend group. Happened earlier this year. It was something really small. There was not even a big celebration. I would say one woman friend in real life is probably accurate. But that's it. Men only. Can you imagine domestic labor, childcare, cooking, cleaning? Do you or would you do in a relationship? I don't plan on having children, it's a little bit annoying. I don't know, right? It kind of depends on the situation. Who you're with, how much each one has to work as an actual job. It's something you would need to talk with your woman, right? I think it's fair. You might find a proper balance between the two. For example, cooking. I'm not a terrible cook, but I don't really have a big repertoire, so maybe not that. I could increase my skills, I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind, for example, cleaning dishes and whatnot. I wouldn't mind wiping the floor. I would say half or more, because it's a matter of negotiation. Non-binary only. Wait, hold up. Non-binary... Oh, hold up. Non-binary only. My name is... More traditional name, like Alex. More experimental name, like Suck. Is my name normal? I don't know. I think it's somewhat normal. It might be too normal, actually. I guess so. But I'm not non-binary, so who cares? Non-binary only. Not non-binary. My hair's dyed. Never did dye my hair, actually. Some of my friends did. I would say half of the group did. I never did. I remember being told, hey, would you want to be blonde? Back in early middle school. Well. But this is completely natural, okay? This is my supernatural powers. It doesn't count. And dye blonde highlights and natural? No. I'm publicly out as LGBT. Okay, this is a lot of question. I'm not gay. How am I meant to answer this one? I guess I strongly disagree, right? I'm not publicly out because I'm not gay. I suppose. I celebrate or strongly support Pride Month. White boy summer or nothing. I'm waiting on the march for sex. Not really, but I think you should have a serious relationship before you get into sex. I don't like just fucking around. I actually got offered, and I was like, no, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm sorry. I would say slight agree, because it's not marriage, but it's a bigger compromise. What you think is okay? My romantic partner is the same race, I am single, a different race. Okay, alright, hold up. I am single, okay? And if I had a woman, it would be more than probably the same race. I don't really get a lot of different races here yet. But the thing is, if I see the same race, it might seem like you're racist. But no, usually the white supremacists have Latino or Southeast Asian women, which is really funny. I'm single though. It's not a bit. If I had somebody, I would say it. I don't really care. I'm not a female vtuber. I'm not an idol. Who the fuck cares? I read contemporary philosophers. Do I? I guess to some extent, right? But contemporary philosophers are content creators. Slight degree. I would consider myself a contemporary philosopher to some extent. Maybe not a good one. I prefer the city, the suburbs, the countryside. The suburbs are probably correct. Not mind the city, but there's a lot of people, it's really nice. But they have a lot of shops, of course. The countryside is nice, but with limited technology. Suburbs is usually correct. I put pronouns in my bio, I'm not retarded. I am actively religious. Religious but truly active. Agnostic, atheist slash anti-theist, and sure slash other. Okay. Alright. I quite dislike agnostic as a term. It's probably correct in what I should answer here. It's what I'm going to answer most probably. I'm not against the existence of the divine, God, or something else we cannot see. If anything, I could say, for a fact I know there's more to the world than what we can see. For reasons I cannot tell you. If you wanna ask me if I can see more than normal people, I will say no, I cannot. But it kind of pisses me off because when we say agnostic, the gnosis in Greek means knowledge. It's supposed to be the knowledge of God. I lack the knowledge of God, which is actually correct. But it's also because the tag of atheist has been co-opted by anti-theists, which is actually wrong. Because I do think that atheist makes more sense. I'm not actively trying to know. If I happen to get the knowledge, I mean, I had to say, yeah, the knowledge is correct. And maybe this divine being is truly real. Gonna go with agnostic. If entertainment, media, or commercial have a certain identity makeup, wouldn't that be lack of diversity or forced diversity that represents me? Strongly agree. It happened the other day. I put up some new Musketeers movie from this decade on TV while I was having lunch. I ended up switching channels really fast. I don't mind minorities, but I'm sorry, are you gonna tell me that the legendary D'Artagnan is a black kid? No. No, it's not. Stop lying to me. Don't get me started with the Odyssey. Strongly agree. There's some rules of phrases people should be socially punished for using. Related to slurs, whatever. I strongly disagree. I like anime. Fuck, they know. I hate compare real life political events to mainstream entertainment such as Star Wars, anime, or Harry Potter. I think I have. I think I try to avoid those comparisons as much as I can. But I do try to, when explaining something has to deal with a system, I try to make comparisons with similar systems that people might know. I would say I strongly disagree. It's good when companies publicly support progressive social causes. No. Make good product, shut the fuck up. I like offending people and additionally say provocative things. Yes. Slightly agree though. Slightly agree. I support doing land acknowledgements. Who the fuck cares? They're not alive anymore. And if they are, why did they not integrate into the country? See? Several cultures cannot coexist. My country people should apologize for crimes and wrongdoing our ancestors have committed. Not a single one of them. If anything, we didn't go hard enough. Apologize for what? For culture? Absolutely not. Respect people's new pronouncements as xenogenders. No, I keep saying it's gender for some reason. Xenogenders. What's happening to me? No, fuck him. I might use it if I feel spicy enough, but that's it. What else did you think of him? Donald Trump should be recognized as very funny, man. He is hilarious. He is extremely funny. I disagree with the guy with some things, but if you turned on yesterday and you saw the President Simulator, that was hilarious. We have to build a wall. It's gonna be the best wall you've ever seen. We'll make Russia pay for it. Really funny guy, for sure. And follow the health advice and messaging recommendations during COVID. I didn't want to, but I did. Mostly when I had to go out, because if you don't, you cannot take the bus. Or you cannot go into stores. Begrudgingly I did. Begrudgingly. I don't think it was really stupid. But you cannot go outside. The fuck do you mean you cannot go outside? Are you stupid? With my political moment, company and social group, we should love it voices from minority identity groups, who cares? If they have good ideas, yes, but it's not because they're minorities. Identity groups such as race, gender, and disability are more significant divisions than economic class. I want to say yes. And it's gonna take it the wrong way. But it's not what they think it means. If you allow me, I'm gonna a statistic quote a little bit here, okay? I mentioned before, it was already in this test. Sure, some people are more prone to committing crimes, and there are some issues like class here. But I'm gonna say culture. So we have to mention how in the US, allegedly, rich black males are more prone to violent crimes than poor white males. I do believe this question is expecting me to pull me into the woke if I strongly agree, because of course it's very important when people are black. And like, yes, it's very important when people are black. It doesn't mean what you think it means. I'm gonna say a slight agree. Question 69, by the way. Let's see. I am attending or have attended a prestigious school, a regular university, a trade school. I did not / will not attend college. What I did, I think it's closest to either trade school or a short university program. I'm gonna say trade school. I think it's the closest. It's kinda low. It's kinda low. But I explained why. Okay, I explained why. It should be way higher. I'm going even further beyond with my childness, okay? I know what I'm talking about. Oh, brother, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I think I'm gonna post the results for this test later on Twitter, just for the sake of it. Funny stuff here. Funny stuff. Have you been live for more than 2 hours and a half? What the hell? We didn't do anything. It's fine. It's probably fine. We can do another test here. This was also going viral recently. I think it was last week. I've done some stuff today too. Am I unk? Well, allegedly yes. Well, I had the questions. 2 minutes to finish. I think you mean 45 minutes. Take the unk test and find out how good your aura really is. Start the test. Okay, alright. Like, okay, alright. Instant questioner. Let's see here. I have asked someone what unk means. No. I haven't asked with a straight face what 6-7 means. No. I've used on flick in the last 12 months. No. I have said the kids these days out loud and meant it. I think I've said that today. Yes. Most of this, I'm gonna be honest, it's because I'm too much on the internet. I still say it unironically. I never said it. Well, I think I said it in the context of memes, but no. And I don't think I've ever said it unironically. I think we'll raise. No. I think bad means Wager. Oh. I can't do it. Is there another meaning for this? I've got something cool beans this year. I think I have as a joke. I've used YOLO in a real conversation. I haven't. But this reminds me of a really funny story. Come on to the story time. Many years ago, when YOLO was actually being used, I went to an anime convention in a different city. I went with a couple of friends, we drove there, and when it was about time to have lunch, well, all of the locations to eat nearby were filled to the brim with people. But we found a pretty old-looking, it was like a tavern of sorts, and there was another group of young people there. Young, when I say young, I mean older teenagers, or it seemed like that to me. I hear the expression, and ironically, I am Master YOLO. I still remember that after all these years. We were looking at each other like, oh, what the hell? I refer to TikToks as those little videos. I call them TikTokers or Chinese propaganda, so I guess not. I use Facebook seriously and check it daily. I deleted my Facebook account 2017 or 2018 because the bad part of the family got wind of the account. I was like, yeah, I'm not dealing with you people. I watch TikToks in my phone's browser instead of the app. I don't use TikTok. I don't understand any current trends and I have stopped trying. True. I personal captions tagged with hashtags. No. I share minion memes. Okay, alright, come on. Do you think I'm a 45-year-old woman? Comment aiming, send your spouse. No, is LinkedIn for personal life updates. Holy shit, I'm not 60. I think people in post are already in. More articles to my whole family chat. I don't think it's the same, but I do share some news stuff with my mother. We don't actually have a family chat. I think that's close enough. I leave reviews for restaurant based on the parking. Do you think I leave reviews? No, not even for things I like. Play a game with the period and don't see the issue. I don't do that, but I do have the final period when I write my tweets. I think it looks a little bit better. Ah, shit, I use full punctuation, capital letters and everything, that's me. I just think it looks clean. Especially when you have a language when, if you don't do that, you might come to big misunderstandings. It has happened before. That's why. I think it makes sense. Remember reaction to messages, the thumbs up. Now, for a while was the okay sign. I send me text with my name, even to my kids. Now. I send voice notes longer than 1 minute. No, I hate when people do that. Here's the laughing emojis by default. I hate using emojis. It's ellipses. In basically every test. I use them too much. I could be 40. Fuck. Probably not to cancel messages. I think it, but no. LOL, but I'm not laughing at all. Who writes LOL? I write LMAO. Or jokes I got via SMS in 2009. No. Technology, my goodness. Is this about being just literate? Taking a photo of my screen instead of using a screenshot. No. I did it back in the day, because I didn't know about the screenshots. I was a young teenager, come on. I have files to myself to move them between devices. I actually use Drive, but I used to do this. In session, not a bad idea. Better than Discord, for sure. Having a emotional relationship with my printer. No, I don't have a printer anymore. I have that engineer to fix my Wi-Fi. No, I am the guy that fixes the Wi-Fi. I don't need it anymore. I keep all my passwords written in notebook. Nope. I type with 2 fingers and look at the keys. No, I don't know how many fingers I use to type. It's between 4 and 7, maybe? Depends on what I'm writing. But I don't need to look at the keys, usually. Sometimes I need to look because, okay, where the fuck am I? I lost myself. Refuse to scan QR code menus on principle. Yes, I'm already in the place. What do you mean I have to use my phone? Give me a fucking menu, you filthy animal. When Brian is set to 100% at all times. It's about 20%. About 45 to 50 when I go out because of the sun. I have 47 plus versus tabs open and refuse to close any. That was part of 7, but I do have many. especially when I'm researching stuff. I print emails so I can repeat them properly. Now, fashion. I still wear skinny jeans and that's the issue. I actually try to avoid the skinny jeans, but it's mainly because my legs are kind of thick. I used to walk literally everywhere, so they have a bunch of muscle. So wearing skinny jeans means I cannot wear them. They don't fit. I do have a pair of skinny jeans, which are kind of nice. They have a bunch of elastic material, which is pretty nice. I'm generally confused by ankle socks or screw socks. What is a screw sock? I guess I am. I don't know too much about fashion though. Maybe because it's written in English. I share business to casual events. Nah, I'm really casual. I mean, take a look at me. I take t-shirts into jeans without irony. Now, to be fair, I take the t-shirt to my pants when I go to sleep. So just they're fixed there. It becomes really uncomfortable if suddenly your t-shirt is just doing whatever. Now multiple polo shirts in different colors. I don't think I do. Hold up. Those are polo shirts. I think I had. Oh yeah, I don't have any. I used to have some of these as a kid. Blame my mother. And cargo shorts in use every pocket. I do. They're useful. Look, you have to understand. My wallet's kinda big. My phone is kinda big, and I always want to run with a pack of tissues at the very least. That's already 3 pockets. None of them in the back. That's really annoying. I wear New Balances every day. What the fuck is that? New Balances? New Balance shoes. Okay, what is this? Oh, type of sneakers. Yeah. I mean, they're not the brand. They're just whatever brand, but I use sneakers all the time. I think that's what they mean. I wear socks with sandals and feel powerful. No. No. I find packing this sincerely. Maybe when I was a kid, not anymore. Watch every single day. I used to wear my father's watch. I stopped it because my body holds infinite power, okay? It just goes haywire all the time. So I was running the batteries really fast. Batteries that should last at least 5 years were lasting less than 1. I was also fucking up electronics around me. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I wish that was the case. But no, especially the old computer. Not so much this one. And is induction ready in the car? No. No, we don't. I mean, the music was better before. Come on, mate. I've been doing this for 20 years. Who are you talking to? I leave concerts 3 songs early to be in the parking lot. I would never do that. I would just stroll around for 3 more hours and then grab a taxi. Then podcasts are just ready to pay for. No. I watch the same 3 movies on rotation. Kinda, but that's because of the TV. They just always have the same movies. I fall asleep to true crime documentaries, never watched them. I have never finished a single anime. Who do you think I am, okay? I only listen to music from 1 decade. Nah, that is not true. I read the physical newspaper on weekends. I bring earplugs to concerts. Nope. I compare grocery prices per ounce out loud in the ale. I wouldn't do that out loud. Okay, this is really American. I have strong and frontal opinions about Costco. I don't know anything about the Costco. We don't have those here. I saved a couple of boxes just in case. Now, I saved it because they are electronic components. And if I need to send them back while they're still in warranty, I actually need the box. I complain about delivery fees instead of just paying them. Holy shit, dude, they're so expensive nowadays. Are you kidding me? If you try to eat out, it's a massive ordeal. You spend so much money. I'm not even kidding. Thankfully, I don't eat out or order too much stuff. Thankfully. I'm better for 10 PM by choice. I'm an nocturnal animal. This would never happen. I think I only multivitamin and remind others too. Now, I probably should. I'm gonna be honest, I probably should, but I don't. My hair's not as good as it was when I was a teenager. But I had a very thick mane of hair. Very thick hair strands and very dense. That's a bit more normal. I'm not going bald, okay? I'm not going bald. I had to find a spot on the couch, kinda, which is just laying there. I complain about my bag at least once a day. Yeah, I couldn't lie about that one. Ah, my bag. It's usually my shoulders. But my back, the lower back is not great. I'm playing on my meals on Sunday. Not really. I see plastic bags instead of the plastic bags. Shit, fuck, it's kinda useful, okay? This way, you don't have to spend so much into garbage bags, okay? It works. I say, let's circle back in actual meetings. No, I try to speak the least amount of meetings, I'm gonna be honest. I have sent per my last email more than once. No, but I probably should have. I get too explosive. I'm already telling you. I'm already telling you. Stop being annoying. Sending calendar invites for occasional hangouts? No. I'm just really proud of my spreadsheets. Yes, but it has nothing to do with work. I use those for nerd stuff. Scheduled meetings that should have been emailed? Absolutely not. This is my best protection. I had to at some point. It's not my fault. We had some sort of special integration with, I think it was a German company? I don't remember. I have this thing with work voice. No, I'm actually the same at work. I just need to limit my power level. But if you think I wouldn't say shit like, are you fucking kidding me, at work? Yeah, think again. Think again. I am that guy. I'm sorry. Alright, the minutes 10 minutes early every time. I tend to do it in real life. I'm gonna say yes. I use Outlook by choice and defend it. I use Outlook because I have a very old Hotmail emails. Social energy. I leave a function before midnight. I feel relieved when plans get cancelled. I'm bringing a jacket just in case to every outing. No, I tend to do the opposite. Are you really gonna go out that way? It's gonna get cold. I don't fucking care. It's 35 degrees. And not even in the open sun, okay? Leave me alone. Celsius, okay? Not Fahrenheit. That's about, what, 95 Fahrenheit? It's gotta be close. But clubs and walkouts? Yes, I hate people. I prefer dinner reservations to bars. I don't really care, actually. I refuse the room only events on principle. I don't really care. I ask, what time will this end before agreeing to plans? No, I usually ask, okay, when do I have to be ready, which I think is normal. Anthony knows who else will be there first. Not really. I cancel plans the day after regularly. No, I hate when people do this. It drives me mad. And it also drives me mad when they plan things on the same day. Horrible. Just let me know the day before, okay? I have long hair. I don't wanna use the hair blower to dry it after I shower. It takes some time for it to shower naturally. Of course I dry myself with a towel, but still. I just bench firmly by working. If I was a driver, I bet I would do it. Follow boss behavior. I have said back in my day in earnest, didn't I do this today already? Just use body, champ, or chief. I use pal a lot, I think it counts. I give solicited advice on every opportunity. Ah, shit, fuck. Is everything gonna be yes here? Potentially. I have said you understand when you're older. I think I have said that twice, but that's a joke. Because I think I was talking to somebody about my age, or maybe older. I don't really get along with young people. I'm gonna say yes. I think I've said the stuff along these lines. And there's sort of take 20 plus minutes to land. I mean, I just in some of the tangents. I think so. I give out the thermostat as a hobbit. As a hobbit? What's wrong? We only got Sam here. No, I don't get one of those. If I die, I die. Filthy Europeans with fans. A favorite hardware store, the second favorite. If we swap hardware for electronics, actually yes. I correct people's grammar out loud. I'm a epic shitter, I do that all the time. Hey, audibly when you stand up. I don't think I do that. I think that's an admin of the family group chat. Probably should be the case, but no. See my score. Soft unk? What? Because I understand the logic? Get the fuck out of here. I know you lied to me. And behaviors are leaking through. Do you just notice? They just don't say anything. Trust me, if I actually dealt with younger people, they would call me a grandpa. Okay, grandpa, it's time to go to bed. Ah, back in my day, you know. Back in my day, this is what happened, okay? My goodness. My goodness. I think this is the one that people mentioned was mostly about social media and tech literacy, which seems to be the case. Are you really gonna call me a soft unk? 37, and that is already low. And we know why. Ah, disgusting. Truly disgusting. Need to blow my nose again. See what I mean? I'm old. I'm old. I'm old. That's a bit better. That's a bit. Ah, shit, I pressed the wrong thing. There we go. That's a bit better. How about we do another tier list? It's gonna be way shorter, okay? This shit here, that I do every single celebration, it takes like an hour. I just think it's funny. But we were talking about Pokemon, we've been playing Pokemon. Pokemon has been in my mind recently. What about Pokemon Online Games plus GameCube 2025 tier list? This had 2 more tiers than this. We don't need 17 tiers for this. Who the fuck cares? People are gonna see this and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, this man is old. Oh, this man is extremely old. They're gonna go way faster here. The explanations are gonna be pretty understandable, I think. Gen 1, the pinnacle of the games, I'm gonna be honest. It feels way more of a JRPG than every single other game. And I do think that's pretty cool. They don't give you insane options either. You need to think a little bit about what you're doing. There's some weird limitations, and I don't think limitations can be good. Yellow. I would say yellow is about the same. Something that pisses me off with yellow is that you have actually less meaningful options, because you don't get to pick the starter, you get Pikachu. You want to defeat Rock, right? You're catching neither one. But I don't want you want to catch neither one, trust me. Still it's about the same. Gen 2. I like Gen 2 a lot. It is not without its flaws, but I would say in general it is pretty good. Is it better than Gen 1? Does it feel more bare bones than Gen 1? I don't think so. I think it's a little bit more solid. All of the games. Gen 3, I like Gen 3. I never liked Gen 3. I think with Gen 3 you see some really strange changes. Hey, what is the day-night loop? Doesn't exist anymore. That's very strange. It is very weird. They standardize the stuff with EVs, which, okay, it's good for competitive. Who the fuck cares about competitive? Abilities are cool. So the designs are a little bit whatever. It kinda feels like Gen 3 wants to be Gen 4. Because you kinda feel like you should have physical and special split already in Gen 3, and you don't have it. And I think it suffers a little bit. I'm gonna say B. We might move stuff around eventually. Pokemon Coliseum. Pretty cool idea, pretty cool graphics. Pretty decent music, the loops could be a little bit longer. They should use weird Pokemon, which I appreciate. Maybe a little bit too limited. It is potentially way too grindy. I'm gonna say rank. It's an okay game. If you like Pokemon, you will probably like it. But it could be way better. Okay, remakes for Gen 1. I would say they're slightly worse. Not horrible, just slightly worse. Emerald. Gen 3 Plus, it's okay. I will play Emerald and Ruby Sapphire for sure. XD. I guess this is very similar to Colosseum in many cases. But you have more options, which is pretty nice. I see a big list. We'll see, I think this is gonna get some people mad. You get some more options with the Poké Spots, which is pretty interesting. Not the best developed mechanic. By the way, I'm 38% Unk. How is that possible? I just don't believe you. You seem so much younger than me. How is that possible? Should be 100. 102% with a 2% margin of error, as they say. In general, we'd say that XD is way better than Colosseum. Better pacing, and it's actually not as grindy. It doesn't seem like it, but it's not that grindy. I would say, probably A. I would play XD again. Gen 4? I don't like Gen 4 a lot, but this is Pearl and Diamond. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember Pearl and Diamond being this limited. It kinda feels like Gen 3. A rank. Platinum fixes a lot of things, which I think is better. There's some stuff I quite dislike about Platinum actually, and it's the tile sets. They look much more ugly in Platinum than Pearl and Diamond. That's just my opinion. I prefer the normal outfits than the winter ones too, because they sound underrated. I understand why people might dislike XD. The Pokemon you get to use, they're not the best. I get it. Some of them are a little bit junk. There are pretty obvious choices you can use, and it's fine to use them. But they will tell you, oh, it's so super grand. No, that is Colosseum. You need to go out of your way, constantly in Colosseum, to get back up to the proper level. That never happened to me in XD. I played, I think it was early this year, not late last year, I'm not quite sure. And it was fun. I struggled at the end, for sure. I should have stopped and grinded, but I didn't want to just have, what, an hour and 20-minute stream for finale. Seemed like a really bad idea. Just at the right end of City Dark Isle, the enemies get really powerful, but mainly because they get many really powerful shadows, and catching them is actually really difficult. But if you run a little bit in the early game, when they tell you can just go to Mount Battle, you're pretty much set for life, which is really good. Platinum in general is good. I said I really like it a lot. The social world I don't really care too much about. It's okay. It's something silly you can see. I actually don't dislike it. More variety, which is very important. You can get Rotom early, which is nice. You can heal early, which is also really nice. Overall, a very good improvement. I just wish the tile set was better. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, well, it has to be here. Like the originals, but better. You have more areas, you have more options. You don't get cucked like in the Gen 1 remix with evolutions. You want to use Hypum? It can evolve. You want to use Murkrow? It can evolve. You want to use Togetic? It can evolve. Which is great. The quote-unquote boss game, as in Kanto, was better fleshed out. The gym fights are a little bit better in general. And the revamped Mount Silver is actually a little bit scary. Suffers a bit of Gen 4 horrible HM usage, but that already happened in original Gen 2 anyway. Do you really need 3 or 4 different water HMs? I don't think so. I just don't think so. I don't mind Surf, I don't mind Waterfall, they're good moves. Whirlpool, really? Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. This is gonna get a lot of people. Gen 5. A lot of people like Gen 5. I find it really annoying. It's like Gen 3 again. The first time you play it, you probably like it a lot. It's so annoying to replay. Every single time. You cannot go to the next route, you have to do the thing. Way too linear. It's the next route. You have to meet your friend. It's time for a rival battle. It's very annoying. Very, very annoying. Pokemon you find are somewhat interesting. Unlike other Pokemon games, you don't really get an obvious early water type choice, which is pretty curious. You hear that someone linked Pokemon Legends to Galar? They're giving us everything but Jitterbugg's story. I haven't seen that, no. That'd be weird, right? Should be Unova, right? I don't know. Should be Kanto! DLC for Pokopia Song, I think. I don't know, I played Sword and Shield. We'll get to that. It was pretty whatever. The plot is there just to have an excuse and say, yeah, we have a plot. No way. No, we really have a plot. It's pretty non-existent. I don't mind the lore with the Sword and Shield, but it's just like black and white. Again. With the white dragon and the black dragon. They just have 2 stories, I guess. That's not funny today, needing 10 links in that game. We'll see. You also have to take into account there's a lot of AI usage for leaks, so I will take it with a grain of salt. There are some leakers that are legit, but I have no idea. I will need to look that up. I guess we can talk about that on Monday during Pokemon Diamond. That'd be a good idea. I would say that not all of the designs for Gen 5 are horrible. There's a lot of power creep, which obviously helps. But it's just so annoying to replay. Oh, look at me. Stories. Oh, but the stories are good. Is it really? I don't know. I don't think so. Why does Plasma and Galactic teams have names that are so similar? It's so annoying. Kinda pisses me off. What about Black and White 2? I don't remember much of Black and White 2, but I think I like it better. I'm gonna put it in A tentatively. It's okay. You get better options. Early Lucario? That's kinda crazy. You can use Lucario for the first gym fight if you want. That's pretty wild. That's the location where more interesting. You have actual post-game, that's pretty cool. You have a very interesting roguelite mode, which I actually never played. Whenever we play Gen 5, we need to investigate that a little bit. Pokemon X and Y. The games are whatever. Gotta be honest, it's okay. Another game where the plot pretty much happens. They show you Alexander early, similar to Cyrus, but it doesn't work. Because you're like, oh, this guy's meant to be a cool guy. Is it? I don't know. I had fun when we played Pokemon X when Legends D2A released. I thought it was fun, but I kinda made my own fun. The team was really strange. We ended up using... completely ignoring the starter, as I usually do, Gen 5+. But we ended up with this very, very strange tale of Alexander trying to become the next Demon King, and for some reason I had to fight him as a Dark Lord candidate myself. Did you know, in the Electric Gym, there's a bunch of NPCs that have names from Castlevania? We fought Maxim, we fought... shit, what was the name of the woman? I don't remember. It's not Lily, right? Shit, I don't remember. It's... It's meant to be his wife, right? Just his wife. Lily, not Lily, Lily. And of course, the gym leaders. Clement de Belmont. It was really, really strange. But the game itself is just whatever. The efforts you get are okay. Kinda wish Noibat evolved not in at level 48, but like 35. I would use it, I like it. The fossils are cool. Some stuff you get, it's cool. It's okay. I'm gonna say I think it's about probably Gen 3 and Gen 5. Just because of the options, mainly. Fairy type is fun. Maybe Ruby Alpha Sapphire. The rank. They're worth of the originals, actually. Something I like of all Pokemon games is they're actually very open-ended. You can just do things, which is very cool, right? The best example is Kanto, for sure. You get to... no, yeah, you can do it with only 2 badges. I remember they discovered internet in Pokemon Y, oh god. They had some really nice ideas for connectivity. Shamefully, that's kinda dead though. My team had never been the same as that. I played a little bit of competitive back then in Pokemon Showdown. I had some great success. But then they started banning everything I was using. I was like, you know what, I don't want to make teams anymore, fuck you. I'm not playing this again. I played a little bit of competitive in Gen 7 with my friends, and that was it. In Kanto, at least in Gen 1, you can completely go out of your way and get... yeah, just only 2 badges. The first 2 badges, Anti-Misty, Drop Cut, ignore Surge completely, ignore Flash, go through Rock Tunnel, and reach pretty much the mid-game. And then from there, go wherever you want. You can just go directly to Koga, defeat Koga, and just use Surf. I think that's hilarious. It's not that impressive in comparison in Hoenn, for example, but you can ignore Brawly for a little bit, and you can just go to the next place, or you can just go early into the cave. You kind of do it in the remix. At least you also don't need Flash. It's clear enough that you can just see everything. Also, that thing about, oh yeah, this is the location for the Battle Frontier, coming soon. Fuck you guys, fuck you. Why would you do that? Sun and Moon. Do you remember much of Sun and Moon? Sadly. When we get to Gen 7, we'll play Ultra for sure. I thought it was okay. Some of the Pokemon you get are pretty fun in general. The thing with the totems, I think it's an interesting idea. The later part of the game doesn't exist. Probably B, maybe. Haven't played this one. Sword and Shield. You play Sword and Shield. It's okay. Feels like a traditional Pokemon game. It's not extremely horrible. It's alright. It's right there. It's a game that you can play. But it's just so strange. I played with DLC, so I had more options. Normally it feels like the options you have are rather limited, which is not great. But the plot happens around you, but the NPCs keep telling you, "Ah, yeah, don't worry about it. We'll take care of this." Holy shit, I'm joking. You're like, oh, cool. What? Aren't I the protagonist? Let me help. No, don't worry. You just keep running through the gyms. Wow. And then suddenly, the guy is just evil. Okay. Why are you worrying about something that's not gonna happen in thousands of years? What is wrong with you? What? Nothing made sense in the game. Mechanics-wise, it's okay. I don't really care for the Dynamax. It's whatever. I think Megas and Z moves are way better. Even Z moves are better than Dynamax for sure. It was extremely whatever. I don't think we'll play it again. He goes here. Maybe Colosseum should be up a notch. I could play Colosseum again. I don't think it would this. Scarlet and Violet. Okay. We can move this here. We're only missing 2 games. Scarlet and Violet. I know it's not a good game. It's riddled with problems. Way too many problems. But I also have to say, I had a lot of fun when we played Scarlet and Violet. Because I don't think the open world is actually a really good idea for Pokemon games. I think it works really well. And I don't think that going forward it's gonna be a good idea to have more open world stuff. Trust me, let's go. If Pikachu goes and said, I can't believe that. It's not for me. It's an offshoot of Pokemon Go. I know that, but I've never played it, so I shouldn't judge. The problem you have when you play Scarlet and Violet, not counting the graphics, not counting the bugs, okay? You have, I think, 2 main problems. Okay, you can go potentially everywhere, maybe 3. You can go potentially everywhere, but the game just feels really small. It feels really empty. It's kind of fun when you get those special encounters that have the special Terra, but the special Terra is just fixed. Wow, you found the really hidden Dragonite. It's always Terra Steel. Okay, I mean, cool, it comes with Iron Head, that's nice, but a little bit more variety would be pretty good. Running around the region is fun, but I don't know if it's just the same species all the time, or some of them are kind of difficult to see. I have a little bit of trouble trying to get Rockruff, but that's it. And of course, you can do things whatever order, but there's an intended order, because the levels are fixed. Why? Crystal clear, a ROM hack is way better. Gen 2 ROM hack, by the way. Actual open world, actual scaling. Kinda pains me to say this. Even some of the Pokemon you can get are actually good. The sense are not horrible. I kinda like the Smoliv line. I've used Arboliva. It's cool, it works, it's slow but it's effective. I don't think I would ever play this game again. Not even for the DLC. It is actually that bad. Only cool thing from Scarlet and Violet is in the DLC, the history of Ogerpong, the Nova Team, the Academy, and Carmine. The story, yeah, of course. I think I saw that in a live stream and thought, okay, it's fine. Isn't this supposed to be Spain / Portugal? Both the Iberian Peninsula? Or are they going to Japan? I think they went to Japan. Maybe America? It's very strange. It's very, very odd. They have the legendary trio, or in this case the threesome, foursome perhaps, are just Chinese artifacts. Ah yeah, they were sold to the Paldean king of very long ago. Okay, these are pretty much just shit, how do we call those? Tsukumogami, right? It's extremely ancient. I understand the company is Japanese and whatnot, but I will admit that Galar felt more British, and um, the other thing, Gen 6 felt more French than whatever that was. Maybe that's just me, maybe I don't know enough. But it felt really odd. Though, I said before that, why is it possible that Gen 6 doesn't have actual contests? It's rather insane. Extra Carmine still lose 50 points. What's Carmine again? I know it's the guy. Ah, the chick. Okay. I was thinking of the brother. Yeah, I think the chick got the attention of some people, for sure. I don't think Skeleton Violet was the worst thing ever, but in retrospective, you have to think, what were they thinking? Very strange and very, very odd. And then we have Linus Arceus. I had a lot of fun with Linus Arceus. Until about the mid-game, and you're like, okay, can the game end already? It's not ending. Why is it not ending? It's so annoying. It's mainly because they tell you to explore, and exploring is cool, because you can just Skyrim horse around, which I did in unintended ways, and you get to some encounters you're not meant to get. But don't mind me. I'm gonna take a look at those anyway, because I'm that guy. I don't like exploring. But you go to new places. Oh wow, there's Mount Coronet. Mount Coronet is pretty cool. What are the new species? Still the same fucking bullshit. Give me something new to catch. That was really annoying. I didn't like the last map at all. It was really bad. You didn't get actual flight. You get gliding, which is not as good. The idea was cool. I didn't do the proper ending either with the guy, whatever his name, Volo? I think it's Volo. Whatever. So maybe I'm actually missing something very interesting. The boss fights were okay. It was something. It was something different. I wouldn't say it was horrible. I played with additional mechanics. It was really laggy for me, so maybe that's why. But it kind of feels a little bit unfair. It's kind of the same bullshit you see in Zitway. Maybe you shouldn't have the trainer there. It makes more sense in Arceus, because you just run around and they can just hit you. It's not the same in Zitway, which is very weird. I finished Linus Arceus a few weeks ago, but trust me, it's not worthy. Arceus is weak as fuck. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I didn't think that Arceus was better than Scarlet and Violet, but because of the margin. Running around with the mounts is fun. You get cool movement techs. It's cool to see Xeno in the ancient times. And it's kinda cool to craft the stuff. Some of these balls don't work properly. Sadly, but that's a different issue. Cool because you can catch Manafi if you're in Arceus legit without cheats. Ah, that's pretty cool then. To be fair, back in my day in terms of the DS, you could still get Manafi and Fiona in legit ways. But only if you played Pokemon Ranger, which I never did. I never cared enough about Manafi either, so there's also that. But I mean, it's good. It's good. It's a 600 PST legendary. It's gonna work. Can't blame people for wanting it or anything like that. So yeah, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. You're staying on Manafi, by the way. That's fine. That's fine. And it's getting kind of late, so we can finish with something I found. That thing is really fun. I do like me some Picross, and there's a Picross generator out there, which is pretty cool. I do remember playing all sorts of different Picross fan games back in the 3DS. It's not the easiest game for sure, but there are some techniques you can use. Let's see, look at the numbers, this one seems a little bit hard, to be fair. Let's see here. Okay, this is a full one. Let's see, oh, this is completely hidden, which is cool. Okay. Alright. Okay, this has to be a 3 there, for sure. Okay, this could be the 1 or the 2, we don't know. This could be a 5, but it can be a bigger 5. It's not there, so the 1 has to be the 1 for sure. Very cool. It has to be the 3. It has to be a 2. It has to be a 3. That was almost wrong. I can draw that off. That is a 3. What do we have here? Okay. That makes sense. Maybe it's not actually that difficult. We got a 4, so that has to be a 5. And everything else is down. So it has to be the 3 here. So it has to be the 4. And that's out. That's complete 2. The 3 can only be here, which is cool. That has to be there. Pretty cool. Alright. Not bad. Not bad. It has to be 2. What? Oh, shit. I misread that completely because I'm an idiot. Well. It had to be the 4. We said it before. That's fine. That has to be like that then. Can only be this way. That's a 4 that we got. Apparently this way has more than one solution, which is kind of interesting. Let's see here. We're missing a 1 here, so that's the 5. So that's done. Pretty cool. Okay, I think I can only fix this with try and see what happens. I don't see a clear way out of this. It could be this one and this one. Okay, that means like this, which means it's like what? It was still backwards. My goodness. Well, I made a couple of mistakes, but I would say this one was a bit difficult. And we can make new games. Okay, that one is easy. Greatest didn't stand. Not bad. Just have a bunch of 1s, so it has to be there. You have a 1 first, so that has to be there. It has to be a 1. And there has to be something there. Cool. Cool. Alright. That is correct. Okay, things are going to become a little bit difficult here. It's happening kinda fast, I'm afraid. That has to be correct, so there has to be a 2. So there has to be 2. Very good. There has to be the 2. Very good. That's also a 1. Very nice. This can only be the 4. So that's a 1. And there's nothing else here. So that has to be the 3. So that has to be correct. Oh, we had that 1 already. That's easy. That should be a 1. I think this can only be like this. That has to be a 2. This has to be a 3. Pretty good, pretty good. This can only be like this now. Nothing else fits. That's correct. That is the 2. Oh! Okay, I pressed one more. That's on me. That's on me. Input error for sure. That doesn't exist. This has to be a 1. That's nothing, which is good. That's a 3 somewhere. I'm sure there has to be a 1 here. Pretty sure there has to be a 1 here. So that's a 2. That's the other 2. Okay, that's fixed. I'm missing 2 ones. That's a 3. That's a 4 and a 2. That has to be correct. Oh, brother. It's gonna be difficult now. It's gonna be a bit difficult now, for sure. It has to be correct. This brother has a unique solution. Alright. I got it. So that has to be like that. That's still a 4, which we don't know how to finish. A bit odd, a bit difficult. Has to be a 2 there somewhere. There has to be a 3 here somewhere. No. There has to be the 3. So that's like that. Can only be this way. There we go. I just made a silly mistake. I like pictures. It's really fun. Kind of reminds me a little bit, which I know it's not the same, not even the same mechanics as the Alter Flip. I think that's how they call them. In Hard Gold Soldier, we're gonna be doing that. Okay? Eventually it will happen. We can get a lot of shit from the game corner in that game. Some shit we want to get. This is just I didn't have the name here, what a shame. You will say this a little bit strange. It's liouh.com/pcross, which is liouh.com. We can do another one. Alright. Okay, that's a little bit difficult. Wow, that's actually a bit difficult. What the hell? Something like that has to be correct. The bare minimum. Okay, this one is really difficult. I don't think I'm gonna be able to complete this. That one has to be correct, for sure. Okay, we don't really have any obvious line. Nah, it's just a bunch of 8s, not even 9s. We have to start breaking somewhere. Is that correct? There's no way. Yeah, okay, alright. I got something here and there, so that has to be the last one. There has to be something. There has to be the 3, so there has to be something too. There's nothing here. To be expected. Cannot be anything there. There has to be the 1. For sure. Has to be a 3. There has to be a 1. Slowly but surely, we're trying to clean some stuff here. Okay, that's a 1. There cannot be anything else there. There has to be a 2. There has to be something, which is potentially the second 2, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. I was getting a little bit silly. Wow, that was not it. That's crazy. Alright. That's just the sinks. That's a 4. That could be the one with the 2. That's a 3, so this has to be something. That has to be the 2, so there's nothing there. That's a 3, so there must be something there. Okay, right. Has to be something connected here. For sure, there has to be a 2. We got it. We got that one. There has to be another 2, but we don't know exactly how that works yet. Okay, alright. That makes sense. Having something there. That could be something. Alright. Cannot be anything. That has to be a 2. Like that. Pretty good. Pretty good. So that's a 1. That's complete. That has to be a 2. That has to be a 1. Clearly. This has to be the 4. This finishes the 2. This finishes this line too. Pretty good. That's a 3, so those are correct. Cool. That's also right. And finish that one. Pretty nice, pretty nice. You can't have anything there. That's a 3 that's finished. And finish the 3. So that has to be the 2. There could be a 1 here, or there could be a 1 here. I'm gonna say here. Ah, fuck! Has to be this 2. There's nothing else here. So it has to be this way. That's the only possible way for us to have the 3. Okay. There's nothing there. There has to be something here. There has to be something here. There has to be something here. Finish that. Pretty good! Pretty good. There's a method to the madness, okay? There's a method to the madness. We had to risk it a little bit too much on this one. That was fun. That was fun. I was a little bit worried. I maybe don't have enough guns for today. Well, about that. We ended up just running around, talking about a lot of shit. Some of these stairs took a long time to complete. Which I'm fine with, of course. Oh man. Getting tired. I need to see if we got the water back. I'd like to take a shower. Even if it's the first one. If not, hopefully tomorrow. This water outage has me a little bit worried, I will say. But everything shall be fine. We hope. But this is gonna be everything for me today. So, what is the plan for next week? What if I told you I have no fucking idea? I've been completely out of my mind for this past week. I got saved a little bit because, hey, look! I can fill a day with the anniversary that I forgot. Not great. Not great. Of course, we're gonna have more Pokemon Diamond on Monday. That's the only thing I know. We might start some Castlevania on Wednesday, and whatever we do on Thursday should be some sort of one-off. We might do some more demos, we might do some more retro stuff. We'll see. We'll see my mood for it. I'm really moody on June. It's really bad if I'm trying to plan stuff. Never great. Of course, we still have to come back on Saturday for the usual Yapping stream. I've seen some of the news. I like it. I like it. Very good stuff happening. Tend to lose our minds. But that's gonna be everything for me today. So thank you for coming. I hope you have some fun. Here my 3rd anniversary celebration. Yeah, believe me, I'm still doing this. I'm usually much more fickle like a pickle when I do stuff. sticking with something for 3 years actually rather impressive. And we're still having a lot of fun. We always get to do some new stuff. I get moody, but that's a me issue. It's not... streaming is annoying. So, coming back on Saturday's mission with usual yapping new stuff, and more games on Monday. Until then, you know the rules. You might not be the best in your career or whatever you're doing, but it's something you enjoy. Maybe you should keep trying. Because if you have to do something that you don't like, trust me, you will want to take your eyes out and crush them like a small fruit, which is not good. And take care.